Welcome to Pedro Doordash Santiago. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm sure you can. What a week. We have a lot to dissect tonight. I hope you guys had a great week, a holiday week, Thanksgiving. Hope you spent it with friends, family, loved ones. Hope you worked if you wanted to work and you made money. I hope whatever it brought to you, it was a positive. May I please get a thumbs up just in the chat, the live chat, so I know you guys can hear and see me okay. Before we get into it, because there is a lot that happened, and I didn't even work the apps this week for real. So appreciate y'all. I had to put in this comment right here. My market was dead Friday. Then I found out Pedro Santiago was in town. Appreciate you, Scooter Bud. Is that thumbs up? Yeah. Kualaha. Thank you. Okay, so that's hilarious. Uber MVD. What up? What up? So let me share a story with y'all that don't know. I think most of you guys do. Because if you're here already, right at the beginning of the show, you're a BetonYou supporter. We've been in Virginia. So we left St. Louis and we went to Virginia. And we were in Virginia from Wednesday night until Saturday morning. And I was in Virginia. Yeah. So shout out to Virginia, Newport News, Norfolk area. Treated us well. It was good. It was a good time. We got to see my girlfriend's family, and it was fun. We had a good time. A lot of driving. I mean, I drove 1,800 miles this week. So just on that trip alone, back and forth. So I only worked on, let's see, I worked on Tuesday a little bit. I don't think I worked Monday. And, I did work Monday. Anyways, we didn't work this week because we went on vacation. We went on holiday, right? And even while I'm gone, things happen. So tonight's topics, the gig strike that the rideshare professor started. I did a video on it. He did a video on it. Listen, I have perspective on it, but we're going to talk about that tonight a little bit because that's over now, right? We're going to talk about the copyright strike I got. I had a 6-hour virtual GigCon deleted from YouTube. I woke up this morning, I was hot. I mean, when I say I was mad, that's an understatement. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but not in a negative way. I'm going to share just a little bit. I've already made 2 videos on it, but I want to share. It's a learning lesson. And on this channel, we talk about what happens in my day. You guys talk about what happens in your day. We talk about stuff. It's very relatable here. This isn't cookie cutter. I'm not politically correct. I don't just, maybe I need to be more careful. I learned something this week. I learned a valuable lesson. So I want to talk about what that means to me and what it can mean to you if you're a content creator, or what it can mean to you if you do any kind of business where you make money. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the giveaway. So with Solo, I teamed up with Solo, and we have 2 swag bags we're giving away that each have a $50 gas card plus Solo swag. And we have the 2 winners. We're going to announce those tonight, and those swag bags will be delivered this week. So we have a lot to go over. And the StreamYard link will be open. I don't know where this show is going to go yet. We have some topics, but this week has been interesting. Dealing with some adversity, dealing with the holiday, traveling, this happening, that happening, people reaching out to me, this, that, it's never a dull moment in my life. I'll just say that. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm surrounded by a lot of great people that care and love for me. And we're gonna get into some of that tonight, maybe as well. I don't know. This is gonna be. It is what it is. I've debated on whether or not to even talk about the copyright strike that I got. And for those of you who don't know or that haven't watched the last couple of videos, I got a copyright strike from the virtual GigCon that we did. What I put together with Hannibal's Hungry, Rideshare Rodeo, Sam from Jaywalk, and many other content creators that help facilitate this, and other people outside of content creation. And it's not on YouTube right now. And listen, if I'm being, that hurts me. That hurts me. I'm not even gonna lie. We put a lot of time and effort to put that conference together, and I made a mistake. And I'm man enough to admit that. I did not cross all my T's and I didn't cross all my T's and dot all my I's. And when you're doing content creation and you're doing things and you're doing a lot of stuff, sometimes things will slip through the cracks. And I've made, I think, 1.1 thousand videos, and I've never had a copyright strike, not one. I've had a copyright claim because of some music, and then you decide to, that's very common, not a big deal, right? But never a copyright strike. Never had a video taken down by YouTube. But another channel saw that I used their content, which I thought was not copyrighted because it didn't say that, and they didn't like it. They did not like how we responded back to each other in email, and they decided to continue with the process of taking it down. Even though they said that they would allow me the weekend to take it out. I get to my computer this morning, was going to get rid of that clip, and couldn't do that. What did I learn? This is for the content creators. I'm going to get this out the way now so we can continue on with the show. YouTube is a funny place. YouTube will allow you to use other people's content and call it fair use or whatever, and lie about people, lie about the creator, do a reaction, defame their name, talk obscene things about that content creator. And there's hundreds of videos about me on YouTube. I never once have put a copyright claim or strike on it. I never once have flagged the video or anything like that, because we do have freedom of speech in this country. But when you use somebody's content, some creators will look at that. If your channel's monetized and mine is, and if their channel's monetized, they'll look at that as stealing. They'll look at that as not right, not respectful, that you didn't ask permission. Shame on me for not asking permission. I did not think it was needed. Lesson learned. But to have an entire 6-hour live taken off of YouTube when the content that we use was used in a positive way to provide value, and it was done positively, is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. I'm not saying it's right or wrong what happened, but I can have an opinion and think it's ridiculous and petty. I can say that, and I stand by that 1,000%. If somebody wanted to use my content and they didn't ask my permission, and they use it in a way that was positive, I would be honored and flattered. If somebody showed my video, hey, this is tips and tricks on Doordash, let's watch this video, I would be flattered that they would see my stuff and think it was good enough to use. Shame on me for not asking permission, bending my knee, and kissing the pinky ring of a content creator that is very big. I should have known better, and I dropped the ball. That will never happen again. If anything, I'll probably never use anybody's content in any regard, just out of the fear that you never know what somebody else can do to you on YouTube and what they could say to YouTube to have your video taken down. A 6-hour live that myself and many others worked very hard for is off. I will get that content back. And I will re-upload that video without that segment, and we will move on. Lesson learned. Things happen. If my channel was very small and only 100 people saw this live, this would not be happening. So as your channel gets bigger and eyes are on it, things will happen. Red flags will go up. So to all my content creators out there that make content, be careful. Give people attribution. Ask permission. Even if you don't think you need to, just do it, because clearly that's important to some people. It might not be to all, but it's important to some. It is what it is. That's my story with that. We're going to move on. Lesson learned. There's nothing you can say. Johnny, what up, man? Appreciate that. All right. Now that I've already spilled my heart, and I'll tell you this, 6 or 7, 8, 10 hours ago, I was almost to the point of responding in a really bad way, but I'm glad I didn't. I made my videos. Those videos will stand. I meant what I said 100%, but I thought about going way left, and I'm glad I didn't. Time and talking to people gives you perspective, right? So lesson learned. even when you're trying to do something positive and use somebody's content in a positive way, if you don't do it and with permission or attribution, or if you don't put in finite letters of things for legality and lawyers and blah, 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 I'm telling you, people don't like it. So if you ever want to make a video and use somebody's content, you better dot your I's, cross your T's. Lesson learned. And to all the people that make videos about me, react to my video, have merchandise with my face on it, to all the people that ride my coattails, that look to me to garner clicks and views, keep doing it. I'm not mad at you. I'm never going to copyright strike somebody because they're making content. This is America. And nothing that I have at this point is worth. It's wild. Anyways, before I say something that gets me banned off YouTube permanently, let's just continue. Appreciate the always cherry pick. What up, man? Cherry is it. I guess I'll put that up. Cherry is the king. Good Lord. He's trolling with $10. I appreciate $10. Thanks, man. Okay, so on to bigger and better things. Sorry, I just had to get that out. Y'all know I live my truth. I speak of my day. I don't hide things. This is what happened. If I make mistakes, I show them so that in hopes that we can learn, whatever. I am a flawed human being. I am a man. I should have asked permission or attributed, blah, blah, blah. Should have did that. Whether I believe I needed to or not, that's not the point. The point is clearly I should have done it because my video that me and Hannibal and Steve and Sam worked extremely hard for hours and hours and hours and hours before we even went live is gone right now. That pisses me off. But we will get it back. All right, so what else do we got going on? Let me give some shout outs, okay? Let me put this banner up for you guys. Ooh, okay, we need to talk about this as well. Defeating America. The month's almost up. We're at let me look it up. Actually, we're at like $1,100 with Defeating America charity we did. Absolutely amazing. I still will put in my $100 and I'll show you guys that in a video or something before the month ends. Thank you guys to anybody that donated. It's not too late. We're doing a fundraiser until the end of the month. So we still got a couple days here, right? Thank you for everybody that supported this thing that we did, Feeding America, the non-for-profit, helping families and kids get food around the holidays. I have more than I need, especially when it comes to food. And I think most of us do. A lot of people can't say that. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Now, let's get into, I'm going to do the giveaway here shortly, but I want to bring up this real quick. So we talked about that. That's done. Not going to talk about it anymore unless something else crazy happens, okay? Now, let's get into this right here. Some of y'all might have seen the video I put up. The rideshare professor attributed me so I could make a video, and he won. Listen, I made a video. I didn't even know he did it until Hannibal made a video. And I'll say this. I will give respect where it's due. The rideshare professor is doing something very unpopular with most of us that watch, right? He wants to strike. He wants to put it at the man, put it at Dara, put it at Tony, put it at these apps. I don't agree with the way that it's being done, but it doesn't mean I can't applaud him for trying, right? I mean, he's passionate about it, and I can dig that. I can respect that. So if you're watching or you're watching a replay, Torsten, I think his name is, or I call him the rideshare professor because that's what his channel name is. I appreciate it. It's all good. I get it. But did the gig strike do anything? Did you strike? I bet 99% of y'all did not strike. I would almost say most of y'all didn't even know about it until I made a video. I would probably say that as well. I bet 75% of y'all had no idea what I was talking about when I made that video. And you learned about it from there. So shout out to him for actually putting out the info so that other gig tubers could talk about it. Makes sense. I get it. But if strikes aren't working, and if we're going to do them every 6 or 12 months, and we want safety, we want this, we want that, why, if they're not working, why keep doing them? Is it because at some point they will work? Or is it because, I don't know. We have to change it up at some point, right? That's my take on that. What up? Let me hold on. Let me stay in the chat for a minute. Okay. Um, what's up, Dustin? What up, man? How are you? Appreciate it. Randall Barnes. I see Randall. I see Jake. I see April. Dashing Grandpa. Howdy, howdy, my friend. Let's just say what's up to the chat. What up, Bud Soda? What up? Don't trick it. Rodney, Jerry, Music City Hustlers. Yeah, I don't do the video. I've done enough of those. You'll never work and people won't come to. Yeah, it's tough. I hear you. Unfortunately, we got to make money. Most of us are living day to day, so it's hard to strike on a busy weekend, right? Why don't I have a wrench? Cherry says, why don't I have a wrench? Maybe if you behave, Cherry, I'll give you one by the end of the stream. Doordash God, what up, what up, what up? Matt, what up, what up? Jazzy, Disco Dan, what up? Big Al, Star, I see all you guys. Appreciate you guys for being in here. Hey, hit the thumbs up. Your boy had a crazy week. I had a 6-hour live taken down, okay? I'm not looking for sympathy, but I am pissed off about it. So hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up for your boy. Driven Valentino, what up, Daphne? What up, Dash Master? All right. Yos Malone, what up? Yos has no wrench. LOL. Yos, you have a wrench. Do you not have a wrench? You had a wrench. Listen, I just gave you a wrench because Yos should have a wrench for sure. We might give Cherry a wrench. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, couple announcements. Dash and Trader, what up? All right, couple announcements. What up, Quinn? What up, Terry? All right. So striking, did you guys do it? What do you think about it? You guys can talk about it. I've seen most of your guys' thoughts on it. I feel like 90% of y'all don't believe in it, don't think it'll work. Maybe 10%, maybe less think maybe it's good or whatever else. I think it varies from channel to channel. I will also like to say thank you guys for all the insight, thoughts, perspective, knowledge, and information about the copyright strike stuff. And there's a lot of varying opinions, but it's kind of split down the middle as far as what you guys think, how a creator should handle it. But I do appreciate the insight. I appreciate you guys taking the time to give me information, give me your thoughts. Whether they align with mine or not doesn't really matter, right? What's great about YouTube America is we can have opinions and we should be able to voice them. We should be able to share information and not feel like somebody's going to feel negatively about you thinking differently or whatever else, right? So I do appreciate that. Okay. Strikes do nothing, says Daphne. Well, I disagree with that. I think in some cases, strikes actually can be very impactful. The history of America will tell us that. I think we've had a lot. I think they're less relevant now in our current times than they've ever been. But I do think they do something sometimes. I think in the gig economy, the way things are, yeah, no way. All right, see you, man. I'm close to 2K for the week. That's what's up. Yeah, I don't expect anybody to beg, Cherry. I don't beg. You shouldn't beg either. We'll see. You can stay. Just behave. You can even come on the show if you want. The StreamYard link will be open. We can talk about the copyright stuff. We can talk about the gig strike stuff. But before we do that, I guess I think it's a good enough time. I'm going to put the StreamYard link up now. I'm going to attach it. And then I'm going to do the solo giveaway. I'm going to announce those winners. And we're going to talk about that for a minute. So let's go ahead and pin this. Ooh, let me paste it again. Let's copy that bad boy. And let's post it up. Any and all are welcome. Boom. And I'm going to post this, or I'm going to pin it if I can do that. Pin message. So it will be up at the top. So if you guys are, otherwise, because you guys talk a lot in there, and I appreciate that. I'm from the South. The majority of us are against unions, and that is why it would take to have a strike. Okay. Yeah, you're right. It would traditionally, right? Edith, what up? How are you? All right, Quinn, what up? Hit him in the pockets. How can that not work? Well, I think hitting them in the pockets, I think the best way, and what I proposed was turning your apps on, even if you weren't working, and declining everything, knowing you weren't going to work, because then it would raise the prices and make more money for the drivers that were out. Or you turn your apps on and you don't take the trash. And if you're a gig worker that is so mad because you're taking $2 and $3 orders and not making money, that's on you. And the way to show the company, in my opinion, the way to show the company that we can do changes, you stop taking the orders. That's the way, right? And you slowly, word of mouth, through videos, you get into these new drivers' heads. Don't take $2 and $3 orders. Don't deliver to neighborhoods that have high crime rates. Don't be manipulated by the apps. That is how change will happen. Standing somewhere and striking is good for the TV news, but it's not going to make a big enough impact overall. That's my opinion. Some of y'all might think differently, right? But it's interesting because we're striking without being employees. So who's listening to us? Think about that for a second. There's no HR office we can walk into, and I'm applying pressure to these companies. If a customer sees a news channel thing about it, they've seen everything. They've seen that drivers sometimes run into safety issues. Customers have seen the stories of customers not tipping, or DoorDash paying us $2, or Uber paying us 79 cents for a delivery. Customers have seen it, and they're still going to use the app. So, where does the strike? I feel like it's a self-imposing strike for us to make us feel good, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't think it makes it can't make a difference in the way that we currently do it. Okay, so I see a couple people popping in. I'll wait till we get a little bit of a room in here, and I'll let you guys up and see if you guys want to talk about the copyright stuff. Talk about if you've ever had to deal with that. You can talk about that. The strike. How was your Thanksgiving? Did you guys work this week? Was it good? Was it bad? I feel like I've seen some people making some good money. This holiday season's here. The holiday season's right now. We're basically right in the beginning stages of it. And in a couple of weeks, we'll be in the middle of it. And then it will last. The money will be there in a lot of markets till about Valentine's Day. Okay? The weather will get bad. Less drivers will work. There'll be additional money to be made. Sometimes even when there is inclement weather or it's cold, people don't want to go outside. People don't go out to eat. They stay home. They don't go out to lunch while they're at work, so they order in. The next 2 months couldn't be good for you, right? So we can talk about that as well. Yeah, hit the like for your boy. Wait, what is up about to talk about copyright? Oh, Dashing Grandpa. Maybe you missed it. I have the virtual gig conference, the 6-hour conference we did a month or 5 weeks ago, got taken down on YouTube for copyright strike because we used a clip from somebody's channel about safety. They didn't like that we didn't ask permission, so the entire thing got taken down. Never happened to me before, so that's what happened. Yeah, horrible in my market. Okay, that's really interesting. Just add a tip to see how it feels. Okay, what up, Ern? Thanksgiving Day was. Let's read this one here, if I can get to it. Thanksgiving Day was really good, but sucked Black Friday. Interesting. Okay. I'm just an observer. I did smash the like button, though. Appreciate that, man. From you, that like means a lot. Thank you very much. What up, Serge or Leo? What's up? What's good? What up, Hector? No option to remove the clip, I guess. Dashing Grandpa. I did have the option to remove it. I was given the option till the end of the weekend. I got home yesterday from Virginia, and the time had run out. I guess the weekend meant Saturday night. I thought I had till Sunday, but it is what it is. So yeah, copyright strike. I don't love that. If I get 2 more, channel can be taken down. So it's extremely unfortunate. I could fight it. I haven't decided if I'm going to yet or not. I probably will not, because I can re-download it and upload it again. So it is what it is. But you lose the 6,000 views. I lose that on my live. We worked really hard to do that, and it's taken away. And some of the smut I see on YouTube that's still up, that's not taken down, that's why I think it's absolutely appalling that a 6-hour live offering value to a gig community was taken down. But I see some absolutely absurd falsehoods, deformation of character videos. I see smut. I see drama. I see absolute garbage, at least in my opinion. And all that stuff stays up. I mean, absurd. I mean, I don't want to talk about it anymore. What am I doing? Okay. So let's see. It's 90-day period. Yes, that is true. 90-day period, you'll be good. That is very true. I did. And I went through my little YouTube studio schooling today. I watched a video and answered 5 questions and passed the copyright strike school. It was very interesting, actually. Definitely. I don't know. I don't want to make the whole stream about this. So, but that's what happened. Check out today's video and yesterday's if you want more information. I definitely shared a lot more there. Facts. All right, so let's do the solo giveaway, guys. I'm going to announce the winners right now. There's 2 winners. I'm going to put their names up on the screen. So anybody that doesn't know, I teamed up with Solo for an exclusive giveaway. I have 3 swag bags that I'm handing out in person. I handed one out already to a driver named Tim in St. Louis. He got a $25 gas card from Shell, and he got some swag. And then I got 2 more that I'll probably be handing out in the next week or 2. And then we had a giveaway for anybody that signed up with Solo using my affiliate link up until yesterday, the 26th at midnight, I believe. I think it was yesterday. So we selected 2 winners from their pool of people that signed up. They sent me their names, and I'm going to be sending out the 2 bags this week. So the 2 winners are, drum roll please, James L. You are 1 winner. Solo will be reaching out to you, James L., via email, and then we will facilitate getting you your swag bag. Congratulations. Thanks for using Solo. Well, let me put this up real quick. Hold on. Bing, bing. There we go. All right. And then the second winner is, drum roll, please. All right. The second winner is, where'd it go? So James L's number 1, and number 2 is Jana M. Maybe it's Jana. Jana M. You are the second Solo swag bag $50 gift card for gas winner. Thank you. Congratulations. Now, check your email box if you happen to be in the room now, or if you're watching on the replay. Check it. You'll get an email from Solo announcing that you're the winner. Also, we're announcing it here. Congratulations. It's not too late. You can still sign up for Solo. I have many videos that have the link in it. And you can get $10 if you attach your gig accounts. They have smart scheduling telling you basically when are the good times to work, guaranteed earnings in your market. They also track your mileage and also give you estimated tax information for tax time, and that is approaching. So check out Solo. I do highly recommend it. What up, Mr. Flex? How are you? All right, so let's get the StreamYard link pumping. I got Matrix, Boss, Longo, and Bud Soda. Now, I know Matrix. I don't know, is it Boss or Bass Longo? And there's no face there. So I am not allowing anybody on my channel without a face unless I know you've been on here before. I see you. Okay, cool. I have to say that because we have had some trolls in here that have put porn on, and with the copyright strike stuff, it is what it is. But once I see your face and you're familiar, if you come on later in the week, so you don't have to necessarily do that, okay? And then we all know who Bud Soda is. So I'm going to bring you guys in just a second here, okay? I see Real Talk with Roy. I'll bring you up in a second as well. So let's see my camera. Okay, so we do have the topics. People go to the Jimmy Generate. So okay, we do have the topics ready. So I'm going to bring all these gentlemen on right now. Please don't talk over each other, but I do want to have a good discussion about these topics. We can talk about copyright stuff. We can talk about the gig strike, what that thinks. What do you feel that means to you? Share your opinions on that. And we can also talk about the holiday time and if that was good or bad for you. Yes, Akeem the Dream. Yes, that was a fact. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring these guests in here real quick. Appreciate that 10. Congrats, James and Jen. Thank you. Reviews and how-tos. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, so let's go ahead and put this banner up real quick. Well, I'll wait to see what we're going to talk about. Shout out to the Solo winners. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up our guests. Make sure you guys don't have YouTube playing in the background, please, and thank you. And Bud Soda, if you're out, mute your mic if there's going to be loudness with your car or orders or whatever else. Okay, so we got the Matrix. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, sir? How you doing?
Good. Long. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, it's Jake, but I just have that as boss because I had to log in through Facebook.
Oh, it's all good, man. I'll call you Jake. It's all good. We have Bud Soda in the house. Bud Soda, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then we have Real Talk with Roy. Roy, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man.
Good. Good to see you. All right, so we'll start with Matrix, man. What do you think about the topics? Also, first off, how was your Thanksgiving? Let's start with that. And we can go around you guys real quick in the room that are on the screen. Let us know how your Thanksgiving was, and then we'll get into the topics.
It was good, man. I went out on Doordash for about 4 hours in the morning. Did all shopping pays, like 10 of them, like right in a row. Then I drove to Denver to go to my mom's house to enjoy the Thanksgiving dinner. So it was good.
Nice. Cool. What about you, Jake?
I'm in Canada. So our Thanksgiving is not the same. So, but I still had a good day today. I dashed for about maybe 4 hours, and honestly, for a Sunday, it was pretty good.
Nice. Roy, how about you? Did you work at all?
It's good, dude. Ate plenty of food. I don't work, so I don't work on holidays because that's what a holiday is for. But did good. It was expensive because I spent $300 buying my Black Friday stuff, but it's all good. It was excellent. Cool. Got fat and ate a lot of food, and
nice.
It was all good.
Nice. Bud Soda, I know you worked. So how was your day though? Otherwise,
I did not work. I got
oh,
demotivated because I took 3 hours in an Instacart the night before because of unresponsive people, the one I made the video about. So I kick it myself now because I'm hurting for the money, but it is what it is.
well, I'm glad to hear that you took some time off. That's good. So
And
I will
say
say
something
that.
to Bud Soda? Bud Soda, I need to write that in my calendar, bro. I'm impressed. I'm giving you applaud, my brother, because you took a day off. I'm happy for you, Bud Soda.
I ended up getting drunk with my roommate.
Hey, listen.
That's
If you
fine.
don't, you should be drinking something, eating whatever you like on a holiday. That's what's
Yeah.
about.
So Bud Soda gets applaud from Roy, man. I love it. I love that. That's the thing, Pedro. I love to hear shit like that. That people take the time off. It's a holiday. Spend it with your friends and family. That I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. I went out and worked. I don't like that shit, man. You know me, bro. I'm all about family.
I'm not saying I didn't have a good time with anyone. I had a great time with everyone I spent time with.
Well,
Friday, I didn't do nothing, so that's
Yeah, that's good, man.
I do have to mark that shit in my. I do have to mark that in my calendar because that shit ain't gonna happen. Like that's rare occasion, so I'm gonna mark it in my calendar.
Extremely rare. Extremely rare.
Yeah.
So the Matrix. How do we? What do you think about the topics tonight? I'll start off with you, and then we'll go around the room.
As far as the copyright stuff, I've managed a couple of YouTube accounts before. I mostly managed the SEO, like the search engine optimization part of it, but I've been a part of some copyright claims. And you may know some of this, but your only recourse right now is to email the person that filed the claim. And you probably know that. Who's really loud in the background there?
I think that's you. Maybe.
No?
I don't know. Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay. The person that originally filed the claim on you, your only level of recourse is to have them email YouTube with a retraction to say that they retract their copyright claim. If you can, and I know you might have to suck it up a bit, but if you can email the claimant and say, look, dude, I told you I would bring it down by Sunday. It was a 6-hour live event. YouTube has deleted it. I'm not sure if that's what you wanted. My intention wasn't to hurt your channel. I was trying to take it down on Sunday. If you can kind of word that in a very, nice way, if he can just email copyright@youtube.com and say he retracts his initial claim, YouTube will bring your video back up, and then you'll have a certain amount of time to trim that 10 minutes out that he wants out, and your video will stay up. Same amount of likes, same amount of views, everything. But you have to get the cooperation of that defense. I'm not sure what the name. You have to get his cooperation to email YouTube and just make a formal statement to retract his claim. YouTube will take that into consideration, and they'll put your video back up. It's the only recourse that you have at this time. YouTube will not help you at all. The strike will stay on your account, but it's only for 90 days, so you can ride that out easy. But just in the next 24 hours, if you can try and figure a way to kind of maybe compose that email, like, look, dude, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to, do anything malicious. It was a positive video. Me and my team worked on this for weeks, maybe months. A 6-hour live is gone. I'm just asking you, bro, as a content creator, could you possibly submit, a retraction of the claim? YouTube, when they get that, they'll accept it as long as it's from the email of the account holder of that creator, and they'll pop your video back up, and then you can go in, trim out that little part. You don't even have to re-upload it, and bang, you'll be good to go. That's the only, the only advice I have. I'm sure you might know most of that, but your only recourse is with the guy that filed the claim. YouTube can't do anything.
Right. So, nope, you're absolutely right. We're definitely past that, though. We're past that point. But everything you said, 100% right.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean past it?
I don't want to. Me and him have already had an email correspondence, so that's why I knew he gave me to the weekend to take it down. But I'm
saying if you can if you want, if you can swallow it a little bit.
I did. I did. I
Some
did.
nice-
I did.
Okay.
I emailed them today, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to just trim it and re-upload it. And I guess I'm just taking it as a L. You know, I didn't dot my I's and cross all my T's, and it's a learning experience. And I think that sometimes when two people are very similar, it's hard to sometimes communicate via text or email because things could be misconstrued. You know, when you put two people in a room that are similar, they could talk it out, right? But when you're doing things over email, things get lost in communication. So I think we're past it. I sent the
I'm just
last
saying,
email.
if you can compose one more, if he can just submit a retraction, YouTube will help you out. And, you know, I agree with your original point, and I'll shut up here in a minute. He got all these extra views. What the hell content creator wouldn't want extra positive views? You're not stealing his idea. You're not like uploading, hey, this is my new defense channel from Pedro, how we fight people. And you're not stealing anything. You're just almost giving him credit. Hey, these guys are really good at defense. Take a look at this 10-minute part. It was like a little bit of going viral for him, just a tiny little bit of more views and more views and more views. Why would he not want that? I don't
Well, his channel's very big, way bigger than mine, like 10 times bigger. So I think it was,
okay. Maybe he's got lawyers or people in the background.
Possibly. So I'm looking at it as lesson learned. I was just surprised more than anything else because of all the things I see being, but it's a lesson learned. And I talk about these things because we do have content creators that watch this channel, and it's a lesson learned. And if I make a mistake doing DoorDash, I'm going to talk about it. And if I don't dot all my I's and cross my T's on YouTube, I'm also going to share that, because this isn't about just talking about everything that we do great here and everything that's positive. We all experiences failures, mistakes that we make. We got to talk about that stuff too, right? And just because I don't agree how somebody handles something doesn't mean that they're wrong in handling it. I just agree. I just think it was mishandled by me first, and then by him second, and then by me, and then by, it was just a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? But we live and we learn. So I'm going to open it up to you guys a little bit. If you want to talk about that or something else, I'm going to unmute you guys. I'll start with Jake first.
What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How was your week? Well, we talked about that, but go ahead. What do you got on your mind tonight?
So I don't know much about the copyright stuff. Just because I just don't know much about that. But as for the strike, I can say that I think that's going to be as much as I want that, it's going to be incredibly hard, because I met a guy here in the city that I'm in, the town that I'm door-dashing in, and I was comparing my acceptance rate and stuff with his, and this guy had almost 100% acceptance rate. So I'm and my acceptance rate is 18%, right? So and we're in the same market. So how can we ever have a strike if there's going to be people that are accepting literally every order?
Yeah, I agree. I think, and without having the numbers in front of me, this is an educated guess. I think most of us that talk on these channels, or that are in this live or in these rooms or make videos, most of us have a lower acceptance rate, the majority, but that majority is the minority of all gig workers. I think most gig workers actually have a higher acceptance rate, take a lot of stuff, and or do this very short term or part-time. So they're not as affected by the apps as much. They work 4 or 5 hours a week, whatever. They just take what comes to their phone. So I agree with you. I think it would be a gig strike is very hard, because it's hard to get enough people together. And then it's hard to tell people to work differently, because they can really do what they want. You know what I mean? So I think it's very difficult,
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you look, how many dashers, in total are there between the States and Canada? Do you know?
Oh, I've seen 4 million. I've seen varying numbers. I'm not really 100% sure updated. A couple of years ago, I think it was 2 million, but I think there's more now. I also think that the number that we hear from DoorDash or a different company, that's drivers that have an account that might be active, but it doesn't mean they're actively working the apps. Okay. For example, my girlfriend has an account. She's only done 40 deliveries, and she's probably not going to do any more, right? But her account's still active, so she counts. I think there's a lot of drivers like that, but I don't know. It's hard to say a real number. If somebody in the chat wants to maybe look that up with the current number, you can feel free to put it in. But
so like, how many drivers in total would have to go on strike for them to even realize that anything happened?
Oh, at least half, I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? Roy, what do you think? How many drivers would have to strike to make a difference?
You probably have to have over 50-60%.
Yeah. I think
have to
so.
be the ones doing it more than 10 hours a week.
Yeah, I agree. Roy, what do you got on your mind tonight? What would you like to talk about?
Okay, as far as the gig strike, it is what it is. You already know my thoughts on that. We were in somebody else's chat when I went over that shit. But as far as the copyright stuff, this is gonna hurt some feelings. I'm not trying to like be a dick, but you know how I am. But you are totally in the wrong, bro. Totally in the wrong with the way you handled it. As far as you almost made to be honest, Pedro, you almost made yourself out to be a victim. And that wasn't the case in this situation. Those 2 videos you did, yes, we took the guy's content. You had good intentions on the content. I understand that. And when the guy emailed you, I don't care if he's being the biggest bitch in the world. He sent you an emoji crying about it. At that point, you should have just said, yes, sir, I will take care of it. There should have been no back and forth. Why this? Why that? No, bro. And your videos, you make it sound like it's all his fault. You said you accepted the responsibility, but at the same time, you turned around to make it look like you were being a victim. And at that point, you're not the victim. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody knows I'm really strong into taking responsibilities for our actions. And the way I looked at it also is, I don't know what your capabilities of trimming videos, but if you had 10 minutes that Saturday to make a 10-minute video doing what you did, that's 10 minutes you could have put into editing that shit out of that video. So you didn't get your copyright strike. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But yeah, dude, I felt that was, did the guy have a right to do it? Yes, because you pretty much copy and pasted his stuff without his permission. Should you have to ask his permission? In my opinion, you should. Yes, you should ask. If you're going to do it in that sense, yes. And then you said, oh, well, people use my stuff all the time. I don't say anything. We can't throw our own personal beliefs and our own personal way we handle things personally into situations like this. Because
why not? Why can't we do that?
Why? Because the way you choose to handle a situation is totally different than the way I will handle a situation. But Soda handles a situation. A guy with over 300,000 subs will handle a situation. That's how he's making probably a lot of his money is off that channel. And so when he sees somebody just throw something up and now they're making money off his content, remember the years it took him to learn that particular martial arts. The years it probably took him to grow his channel to that level. And then when he sees somebody just throw his stuff up like that without permission, yeah, it's probably rubbed him wrong. And but you can't put the way you react to people's stuff, you can't treat it the same way because everybody reacts to the situations differently. You see what I'm saying?
But the guy gave him a verbal agreement. He gave Pedro a verbal agreement. Take it down by the end of the weekend, and Pedro was going to do that, and they struck him anyway. They struck a verbal agreement.
But you got to remember, this guy's overseas. His weekend is different than Pedro's weekend.
That's a good point, and I didn't realize that until this morning. You know what I'm saying? So I think Roy's bringing up good points. I will say that. Definitely learned something here, right? And I'm not as, I could be mad and pissed off or whatever. We're humans. We can have those feelings, and it's it's less now because time heals that kind of stuff. It's not a huge deal. I could download this stream from the StreamYard and re-upload it, and the content can still be there for people to watch. It's more like, I think personally, when somebody handles something differently than you would initially, it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. And then you think about it later, and then you realize, okay, well, not everybody's going to handle it like you, Pedro, or like you, Roy, or Matrix. And I think that's okay. That's fine. It's okay to be upset in the moment and not understand, especially when it happens abruptly. You're in Virginia, you're on holiday, you're trying to hang out, you're trying to chill, and then something happens and it's very sudden, right? You get an email, you're kind of taken back by it. you know, you get an email from YouTube, you get an email from the content creator. Like, what is this? Like, you know, it's very odd, right?
And not
And
to
for,
mention, and not to mention, bro, he asked you to take it down. You guys had a verbal agreement, and then later that night, you put a video. You throw his name on it, and then you're calling him a bitch, and he's being childish. You're just asking to be stabbed at that point.
well, hold on,
Because
I
now
never called him. I never called him a bitch. No,
well,
sir.
you know what I mean. You know what you
Yeah,
said. I don't, you know, but then you
Well,
tagged him
that's
in
how
it,
it
and
is
you
in
started
America.
saying he was being childish, blah blah blah. You kind of put yourself right in the firing range, bro, when you did that.
No,
Because at
you're
that
listen,
point,
listen. You're 100% right. And my, you know, I talk about this a lot, and I think this is true for most humans. And I want to get your guys' perspective that's up here. Your biggest strength is also your biggest weakness. One of my strengths is I can talk. Okay, and I don't, you know, I think a lot of people come to this channel or they go to Roy's or whoever else is because we speak our mind, we speak our truth, we don't hold back, and we're real. Right? Real talk with Roy. People like Roy for that reason. Roy knows that, and he's going to keep it. He doesn't care if you offend somebody. I'm the same way. I'm going to be me. I'm not going to be PC. I'm just not. This channel's never been that. But with that comes the negative. Comes the weakness is you will possibly make a video that somebody will look at it and say, "Oh, what, really? All right, I'm going to show you." And that's exactly what happened, right? And I thought that might happen, but in the moment, that's the video I wanted to make. And I'm not going to take it down. It is what it is. And I stand by it. But you have to realize you have to take the good with the bad, right? And you have to, and I'm learning from this. If anything else, in some ways, I'm happy it happened because now I know this, I can avoid this in the future. I know that what to do now, right? So it's a lesson, right? So Roy's not wrong. I don't disagree with Roy at all. But I do still stand by. I think it was petty. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's like, you know, like I said, just, you know, I don't have to agree with how somebody else handles it. But if somebody was making a video about DoorDash and they used my clip and didn't ask my permission and I found out about it, I would be flattered that somebody used it and happy that more people saw it. But that's me. I also have to
Exactly.
understand. I have to understand that not everybody will think like that, and that's fine, right? His channel's really big. It's overseas. Maybe they do things differently, and I have to respect that, and I can respect that, and I do respect it. So, Jake or Bud Soda, you anything to say about this topic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll,
Go ahead.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, for sure. I agree with you, Pedro, because like if somebody used my content or any content, I would be flattered, and I think we have minds that are similar here because like this is a problem because like I don't know, this stuff happens. I hear about this stuff all the time in America, but here in Canada, nobody like we don't just sue each other and copyright claim each other and whatever. I've never heard of this. This is only like an American problem. I swear to God. And that's like me. If I go driving down the street and I see a house that has Christmas lights on it, and I take a picture of the house that has Christmas lights on it, and I post that picture, and somehow I end up making money off that picture, and then that's like the company coming to me that put up the Christmas lights and saying, well, we put up the Christmas lights, so and you made money off the picture, so like that's how dumb it sounds. So like honestly, I agree with you 100%, and I don't even know nothing really about it. So that's my opinion.
And there's also a difference with like Twitter. When you share something, their attribution is automatic. So you don't have to do it yourself. You just share something and nobody's getting monetized. On Facebook, if you share somebody's post, attribution is automatic. Like you don't even have to do it and you're not getting monetized. YouTube is a little bit of a different animal because monetization is the key. So people feel so threatened that if you share, YouTube doesn't have a share option. It's just you either take somebody's content and put it as your own, whereas like Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, the share feature is way different than YouTube because there's always attribution. And for most of it, there's not monetization if you're just sharing your friend's post. So YouTube is just a different animal in that way.
Yeah.
But
Well, I'm gonna hold on real quick. I'm gonna put this up and I'll give you the floor. So Dashing Trader says money is the root, and I believe that. So
that's it.
In America, you know, we have a capitalistic country. I'm good with that. But the strength and the weakness. Once again, right? We can make a lot of money doing things, and if you hustle, but then the bad part of that is there are a lot of people get too happy and this and that, and they want their this, and nothing wrong with that. But I will say this: if I had 100 subscribers and we did this live, and it was not monetized, I would not have had this issue.
You are exactly correct. You are
And
just big enough. You are just
big enough to make
34,000, 33 to just make their lawyers perk their ears up and go, wait a minute.
Yeah. But that's the lesson I learned, and I should have known better. But in doing this, that's the I in the sentence I did not dot. And I share this story so other people can not make the mistake that I made, if that makes sense.
And this goes, I think it's Jay, the Canada guy.
Mhm.
No disrespect to you, bro, but your country is a totally different culture than ours and other people's culture. Where you feel that you would be flattered by somebody using it, you got to look at it from everybody's point of view, everybody's culture, everybody's means of how they make their money. Yes, money is the issue. This guy has probably spent, I don't know how much money getting his channel up, learning what he's learned to teach people, and so on and so forth. So where you might be flattered that somebody shares it, he looks at it, hey, dude, I put 25 years hard work getting my ass kicked, doing karate to learn to teach people this stuff. I feel I am owed the respect to have my stuff permission, somebody to ask my permission to use my stuff, because I spent 25 years getting my ass kicked to learn this stuff so I could teach other people for the monetary value.
No, you're right. Based on the conversation, Roy's right about that. There's that part of it. And I think if his channel also wasn't big, this wouldn't be an issue as well. So when you get into, there's levels to YouTube. I'm learning that. And I have a very small channel in the YouTube spectrum, but there are levels to things, and there's things you have to do. And, that's the lesson learned here, right? Because if Roy makes a video about Bobby, Southern Gig, they're not having this issue about, they're not going to copyright strike each other about using each other's content. I know that they wouldn't do that. But maybe if Roy had 300,000 followers, he might be a little bit different because it's more of a business to Roy at that point, right? It's more of a, okay, well, so that's the issue here. The money, that's
So
what
wait.
it is,
So wait, this is what I'm hearing. If you put this guy's content in your video, that means you bring him more views. From a business standpoint, that's good, isn't it?
You would think so. That was my argument. You would think so, but he's so big that he sees it as like a violation, or
correct.
And I'm wondering, Pedro, if you would have said, "Hey guys, this is the live con. Next, we're going to bring you this video of self-defense brought to you by this channel," and if you would have actually specifically said the name of that guy's YouTube channel, thank you for that. Do you know if you would have still gotten a violation, or he could have filed one because you didn't ask him?
You know what? I can't say 100%. We did.
I know that's attribution, but
we did put the channel name in the banner and all that. But at this point, it doesn't really matter. It would be me guessing. But I think if we handled it differently, if I handled it differently in the beginning, we're probably not. That probably wouldn't have happened. So that's the lesson learned. But still, I think it's kind of weird. Only because I see a lot of other stuff that's like more questionable, but that's just how I look at it.
Well, people use this shit all the time. They do
all the time.
React to Pedro. Here's Pedro's Doordash drive, and they react to it. And of course, you're like, well, that's fine. Like my face is out there, my channel's out there. Yeah. You're thinking about it from like, okay, eyeballs, views, likes, subscriptions. Like, hey, that's cool. If 500 people watch that guy react to my video, we all down here kind of seem like, it was his name in Canada, Jake. Yeah. Isn't that better for more eyeballs? But again, I think once you get above like the 100K, 200K,
it's different. It's
different. And it might be actually like we are also a very litigious country. So I think there may be some lawyers involved up there that just kind of maybe just take it. Pedro, do you feel like you were actually emailing with the guy or maybe one of his people?
100%. Somebody that's a decision maker. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the way you guys are looking at it is kind of, off the wall as well. Yes, Pedro's video got 6,000 views. That don't mean 6,000 people are going to run to this guy's channel. I can guarantee you, just by the people in that with the views on a regular, we're all DoorDash people. Just by looking at some of the views on some of the regular videos, 2,000 views, 3,000 views, there's a guaranteed likely that less than probably 500 people went to that guy's channel to even look at it out of the 6,000 views Pedro got.
I checked it out. Roy.
So we can't look at it as, well, that's 6,000 people that saw his stuff. No, we don't. You can't look at it that way. And somebody with that big of a channel, his views probably bring in so much money just from his own people that he probably wouldn't even notice a difference, even if it was all 6,000 people that saw it.
I agree with that.
So,
It probably doesn't matter to him. But Roy, I checked it out. I went over, I typed in and I checked his channel out just because Pedro brought it up. So there's one, I know that doesn't matter with a guy with 300,000, but I went over there just like, what's this guy about? Who are these guys? I just checked it out.
Yeah, I listen. I think several hundred people did, but that's not the point. At the end of the day, I don't think that matters to them. It's more of a respect thing more than anything else. I really believe that.
Okay.
But yes.
So, I watch a lot of different content. There's a lot of fair use videos out there. I know Nostalgia Critic has a video on it. F. Lemon has a thing of what's fair use, what's gray, what's not, what's, absolutely copyright strikeable. And you did attract attention his way. You were enough to be a blip on the radar because you have 30,000 subs. You're in the 10,000s. But you're not enough to where they can make good money from you. So instead of just trying to copyright claim you, where they just take a little bit of the proceed, they decided to strike you. And yeah, he probably saw that video. So it is what it is.
Yep, I agree with that 100%.
So, yeah. So the thing you should have done when it's someone that big is, yes, I think it's silly because it's actually fair use. But really, YouTube doesn't look at it that way. They just want to not have that problem because they had that whole big deal with Viacom years back. So, in any claim it on a bigger content creator. I mean, even PewDiePie, who is the biggest freaking individual on YouTube. He's not any corporate conglomerate. He's his own channel. He's had problems. So no one's going to get away with it.
But it's not fair use. It's not fair use.
Yeah, but this is the thing about Soto. We can't just look at it as monetary value. You got to look at where this guy comes from, what he's learned over the 25. A lot of when it comes to martial arts, it is about respect. They live their life being very respectful to people because of what they've learned in their teachings in the martial arts rim field. Respect is a huge thing to them. So I would say it's more of probably a 50-50, the money and the respect part. If he put 25 years into a culture that demands some kind of respect for what you've learned and what you teach people, he probably thinks the same way, as he probably thinks so when I do. If you walk up to me and you disrespect me or you don't show me the respect I show you, I will slap you. And and I'm sure he has that same mindset. It's, hey, bro, I've lived 25 years respecting others. And then somebody just snatches my stuff and doesn't ask me. I'm sure that had a lot to do with it.
I don't disagree at all, man.
But at the end of the day, is it petty? I would say,
it is, Roy. Roy, it's a little petty. Come on.
Well, yeah, but that's that gray line. That's that gray line. Like I said, he's from Europe. We all know Europeans are a little bit more on the soft side. So you know what I'm saying. So we can't. It's hard, but you're kind of in the gray area at that point, in my opinion.
But listen, I will say this too. Listen, I'm a petty guy. Like I'm a flawed individual, guys. I'm not. Far from perfect. I can get petty too. And like I said earlier, when you put two people in the room that are maybe a little bit similar, competitive, petty, they want respect. Yep, exactly. When you do that, you're gonna agree sometimes and have good conversations, but you're also going to get at each other, right? And that happened in this case with these email. So it's a lesson learned, and I'm man enough to admit, hey, you know what? I could have handled it differently. Maybe, I know I could have handled it better. Just because I think somebody's petty or didn't handle it right how I would have doesn't mean they're wrong. It's just a difference, and that's okay. I learned something here, and that's fine, right? And I bring this to the community because there are other content people that make videos, and I don't want somebody else to wake up and have that email. It's not fun. Okay, it's not fun when you get an email like, oh, you get your first one, and then if you get two more, it's like it scares you when you see words like your YouTube channel could be banished or not banished. They didn't use that word. It could be taken down, or that's not cool for me, right? So,
because,
you have to.
But you should have. But in my opinion, Pedro, you should have thought from his point of view. You know how hard it's taking you to get to your 30,000. You got to realize what it took to him to get 300,000. So I think you probably should have looked at more at his point of view at that point, because you know the work it takes to get to where you are, and then so just imagine the work it took him to get to where he is. So, like I said, I know you're a proud dude, and
the guy,
you're the same way as me. Some of that stupid shit, you're like, liberal crap, like, and you want to rip on it. But at the same time, you got to think, especially when it comes to business, man. Business is a totally different world than when we're out on the street fucking with each other.
It is different. I'm gonna bring in a couple other people here. I do want to go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and jet. So
okay, cool.
So you can
Thanks,
get more
man.
peeps. All
Appreciate
right,
you.
everybody
Thanks.
have a good night.
Hey,
Don't forget.
take care,
Like,
brother.
share, and subscribe this live stream. Like, share, and subscribe.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, man.
And don't forget my name on the bottom there. Real Talk with Roy.
Real Talk with Roy. Real Talk with Roy. All right, so I want to bring in. I see Jesse. I see Uber MVD. I see Flex, and I see Matrix. Hold on one second. Let me.
Yeah, Matrix dropped out.
Okay, hold on. He's gonna come back in for a second. So I'm gonna bring the Matrix back in. I want to give him the final comment, and I'm also I got the Mr. Flex in here. We got Uber MVD, and we have Jesse. What up, gentlemen? So let me start with Matrix first. I think he has a final comment or saying for what we're going on. So Matrix, you got the floor first.
I just wanted to finish, Pedro. If you re-download that video and then edit it and re-upload it, you will have no views and no likes. They will all be zeroed.
That is true. And I'm not worried about that necessarily.
I mean, it's important because if people
Yeah.
search for stuff like that, it'll rank a little bit higher. What I'm telling you about the recourse, if you can get with your man that filed the original complaint and say, man, can you just do a retraction of the complaint? If he can just do that, YouTube will make that video live again with all the comments, all the likes, and then you just trim out that little part. Tell your guy, hey, give me 2 hours to trim out this stuff. I'll trim it out. I'm sorry, I was on vacation. We're in different time zones. I just got back home. I never meant to whatever. Just a decent email.
You're right. I think
you're there. If you redo it, you'll be zero.
I think your response and how you're looking at this is very measured and professional, and I agree with you 100%.
You don't want to lose those when you re-upload a live. People aren't going to watch that because you already have.
You're right. Yeah.
Watches.
Yeah, no, you're 100% on that. You're 100%.
Okay, bro.
So I want to give Uber MVD. I know you've been waiting in here, and then we'll get to Jesse and Mr. Flex. What do you guys think about what these topics are about? Whether it's a gig strike or the copyright strike, what do you guys got going on with your thoughts? I'll start with Uber MVD first.
All right, real quick off topic. I just got one, Pedro, because I've never heard you speak on it yet. Grubhub in your market. Do you not have Grubhub in your market? Do you not operate with them?
I do not have Grubhub. Never have. Nope.
Okay, if it's in your market, man, check it out sometime. That might be one of the only ones that I would ever consider like keeping a high rating as far as like acceptance rate, because they do have some bangers on there. Outside of that, Norfolk, how was your time in Hampton Roads?
Man, it was good. I've been to Virginia. This is my third time. I really like to drive out there. I love the scenery. I like that area. I really do. And we were in. You know what's funny is when I told people I was in Newport News, they were like, "Oh, that's a bad area." Some people called it bad news or something like that, and I didn't see that in at all actually, but where we were at. But I enjoyed my time. I always like going to Virginia.
Newport News has some nice areas too. Did you see how much water we're surrounded by and working
Oh, it's
with
crazy.
in this
Yeah.
market?
Yeah,
All the
it's
tunnels and bridges.
completely different. I can imagine that there's probably some good zones that could keep the mileage maybe low, but completely different than St. Louis. I can tell. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, on the strike, I'm with Sergio. Us striking is us pressing the decline button. Love
Yes.
rideshare professor, and I agree with him that hey, any publicity is good publicity, and we need to get awareness out there to other drivers and people who use the apps because that's the only way. Even if it's local politicians, because some of these places that are, Seattle getting X amount per mile in time. I mean, that's the way to go about it. Here in Norfolk, if you look at the taxi rates, it's like $6 to get in the car for the first 7/10 of a mile,
That's
and
crazy.
then like 30 cents every 10th of a mile after that. So it's nuts, and it varies by city. So I'm kind of in the middle with the strike. I mean, we need the awareness. I don't think striking that way is going to do too much. I think the decline button is probably the best way, but hey, that's just me.
Yeah.
I
So
saw your
let me ask
little-
you a question. You do rideshare and food delivery, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm a rookie in this. I think I learned a lot my first year. December 6th will be 1 year, but I've done about 4,000 rides and deliveries in that 1 year, and I've only worked about 6 months in that year. So I'm doing pretty good.
That's a lot. 4,000 is a lot in 6 months. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm doing good. I started with strictly delivery, then I went to rideshare doing only airport runs. Then I started driving in the street. And now I'm back to deliveries because whatever, I don't know if anyone else is experiencing it in their markets with Uber. I know someone in Charlotte, North Carolina is having it. They are slashing rates big time. I mean, I can't drive really rideshare right now. I mean,
Really?
I'm back to delivery. Yeah. So,
Okay.
but I mix it up. I'm on Doordash. I'm on Grubhub. I'm on Uber Eats. I'm signed up for a few others, but I haven't used any of them yet. The last thing, because I saw your little video about, well, not next to last, hidden tips. How is this even still a thing? Do these Uber drivers not believe that there's not hidden tips out here? I mean, yesterday I had like 10 of them hit my phone, and the first good one I got going like 2 miles, my dumb ass hit the decline button on. I was so excited. I was like, oh, I'm going, boop. Oh, no, I'm not.
There are some people that don't understand the apps. They think they do, but they don't. And I try to give information that's real to people, and Uber does hide tips. If you don't, they do. I've proven that on a couple of lives, but some people just need to keep being told until they realize that they're wrong. But Uber hides tips, drivers. Uber hides tips. DoorDash hides tips. I don't know if Grubhub does because I never worked Grubhub, but
Uber hides tips above $11. 11 and 1 penny. Take a look out for a hidden tip on Uber. $11 up.
So let me get go ahead.
Is the Matrix, is that Chris from Rideshare?
No, sir.
No.
Okay, sounds like him. The last thing, copyright. I agree with Ron. I believe it just got off that it's probably a lot to do with respect. However, I think I have a completely different
His name is Roy.
Roy. I think a lot of it has to do with, the martial arts, the respect thing, but I have a completely different angle on it. And even though it may lead back to money, it may lead to money in a different direction than what everyone's thinking. So say Joe Smo watched the video, the little thing that you had, and thought he could go Judy chop somebody, in self-defense, and something happened where he either got himself shot, an innocent bystander got shot, like someone else got hurt outside of it. And I learned it on Pedro and so-and-so's channel, and then next thing you know, it was Akimbo's channel or whatever. I think maybe it could be a little bit of a liability issue, outside of the whole monetary thing and the respect thing. That's just something to kind of maybe, I don't know, but that would be my angle on it.
Well, you're not the first person to say that, and I get why you would say that. I get that because that's like a next level but bigger picture kind of things. And when you have a big channel, you do have there's legality things and things like that. So, Flex, what's up, man? What do you got on your mind tonight?
What up?
How you doing?
Not bad. I got these almost yelling in my ear over there.
I'm sure you do. So how
Yeah,
was
no,
your-
I came in to yell at Roy because he's like protecting the guy that he was yelling about a week ago.
Oh, was he? Well, it's fine, man. We can all change our mind, I guess, but you know how Roy can be.
Oh yeah.
So how'd you do this week, man? I think you said in chat you
It's
did
my
2K or something.
my best week for the year.
Damn.
I
Because of the
did
holiday, right?
2050 something.
Damn. $2,000, y'all. He worked, I know he worked probably 7 days, but who cares? $2,000. That's a lot of money. That's a
Well, I
lot of
worked
money for
7
7
days
days.
either way.
Sure.
About the fucking about the thing. My apologies.
Go ahead.
It doesn't take 10 minutes to edit the video out. It's hold on. Roy. Shh. Jesus. It doesn't take 10 minutes to edit a video out. The video that's already uploaded on your YouTube studio.
It takes
Plus
longer than that.
your video is 6 hours long. It depends. Like my videos are like 11 hours long, and some of them you can't even edit them. You can't mute them. You can't do nothing because they're just way too long. Editing, if it does let you edit, it's gonna take you at least a whole day for it to process to edit that stuff out of there.
Yeah.
So
That's a good point. I went there this morning to do it because I've had to do it one other time.
You might have to like make it unlisted and then do whatever you have to do with the editing stuff. That way it's not showing. That way he doesn't see it.
Wait a minute. You can trim it out.
You could trim it out. You could trim it out on the
StreamYard
Studio, but it doesn't take 10 minutes. It would take at least a whole day because it's like 6 hours long.
Based on the length, I guess. Yeah, I've never actually trimmed a video longer than
even like my lounge the other day, it was only a few hours long, like 3 hours or so, and there were two-minute segment and another like 3-minute segment audio tracks that made my live not visible worldwide. So it took me about 2 days. About a day and a half actually to get my stuff back together to where it's visible now.
Yeah.
Mr. Flex, do you pay for music or do you just use YouTube approved music?
Okay, so I don't monetize my live streams when I'm driving around in the morning. I only monetize the lounge. I just played some of the videos that I just normally play. I just happen to have music in it.
Gotcha.
But it's not a big deal because I could edit it out. I was just saying, somebody like Pedro, in his case, the guy's just a douchebag.
Careful. We're trying to make friends.
You can say that. I've already said what I've said. You
can make friends. He's. I don't think Pedro's gonna get down on his knees and like start begging him, like, dude, please let that video go. I don't think. Listen, all he has to do is just download his video, remove his karate fucking skills out of there, and re-upload it. That's it.
No, you won't have any of the metrics. No views, no likes.
That's fine. That's fine. He could.
Oh, it's fine.
Regain it again, but
a lot of views.
See that. It's all right, bro. That's fine. He could regain his views again. He could make that video, premiere it, and go.
He's not going to get 6,000 views on an old live.
Flex, forget it. The dude ruined it for him. The dude ruined it.
Oh, he still has recourse. He could. Pedro is an alpha male, so I don't think he wants to do this shit.
Pedro, is that shit worth it to you? Like,
a nicely worded email,
like to get down to that level to try, like, yo, can you please?
I've sent emails already. I've done what I've done. I'm not going to send another email to him because I did send one today that basically did ask him, hey, man, you said it doesn't matter. Listen, I've sent the email that was nice.
Did you get any response yet, Pedro?
No, but I will say what I am going to do is I will re-upload it in different segments. So there will be future videos. But yeah, I lost some views, the likes. That does hurt a YouTube channel when that happens. I know that, but
you don't have to kiss his ass. Just, hey, bro.
No,
apparently there was a miscommunication.
There was a miscommunication. That's what I was saying. Don't
Hey, YouTube pulled my
do that.
6-hour video down. Is that what you wanted? You know,
That's what I told him today. Yeah. And you know, listen, I will never, I didn't do anything that bad, or was it even bad to kiss somebody's butt? Like, nah, it's not. And it
No,
ain't
it
that
wasn't.
serious
No,
because we'll get,
your emails were perfectly fine. I'm just saying, once YouTube actually took it down, you could say, "Bro, they took my video down."
and that's what I thought was petty, if
Yeah.
I'm being honest, you know. But at the end of the day, like we live and we learn, right?
And
It is what it is. You take
and
a L sometimes, and you learn
hold on.
something. So
You took us like 10-minute video. You threw it in like in the midst of one of your videos, right? You threw his channel in the description, correct?
so Flex, that's where I made the mistake. Is
You
that
did so you did it at first. and then,
I didn't at first, but then I did after, and he knew that, but that wasn't, by then it was already too late, I guess. I don't know. This was
So
like 5 weeks
did-
ago. You know?
So so he let it run for that long, and then you got notification that
Correct. Yeah, this is the virtual gig con. I spent
is it
months
is it is it
doing.
is it is it is it is it after you uploaded Roy's safety video?
No, this was before. This was before.
I'm just
Yeah, I
messing
know.
around, man. I'm messing around.
Yeah, like this was
trying to give
so
away
long
fire,
ago. I
that's
don't even
all
know
right.
how the guys saw it, to be honest. But there's, you know, when you get to a certain amount, people, you know, your video will be out there, and it happens, and you live and you learn. Now I know I'm just gonna have to add or send an email, ask permission, but I won't even at
No,
this point. I'm not
even
gonna even
then,
ask.
bro.
You know,
Even then, Pedro, it's not like you did anything malicious to him, or you try to portray him in a malicious way for him to throw that strike at you. It just makes absolutely no sense. He's sitting on a
doesn't,
high
yeah.
horse. Oh, I have 300,000. How dare you not ask me to use my video? F that guy.
Listen, man, I that's how I was viewing it from the beginning, because it just didn't make a lot of sense to me logically. But as far as business and things like that in the YouTube world, I'm learning that there are some people that move a little bit differently, and it is what it is. But you know, I'm not going to give it any more of my time than today, and then I'm going to re-upload it at some point. I had plans on doing that anyway, uploading the separate segments. But yeah, it is what it is. We're not going to kiss and make up. I know that. Trust me. It's not. When you get two bulldogs in a cage, it's, I am who I am, and there's not going to be any bending the knee at this point. It's just not. I did what I did, so it is what it is. But listen, I appreciate you guys. I do have some people waiting. I want to ask Matrix, Jake, do you guys have anything else you want to add?
Yo, Pedro, I see you later.
All right,
guys, have a
thanks,
good one.
Flex. See you, bro. Matrix, you want anything you want to add, or I think anything else?
The only thing I didn't talk about was the strike, not the copyright strike, but the DoorDash strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to differentiate between the strikes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's never going to happen. The only way, and many people have said this, that we can strike is not take trash. If we can all come together, say we're not taking that trash, that might effectuate change. When DoorDash sees that, oh man, these no tippers, $1 tippers, $2 tippers, we can't deliver to them. That would be the only way to make that change, is that we simply, as a DoorDash community, it would have to be across the nation. And I just don't think that's going to happen. It's the only way. It's not that, oh, I'm not going to go out today. I'm going to not turn the app on today. DoorDash doesn't care. They'll throw in $1 peak pay, $2. They'll do whatever they have to do. It would have to be across the board. Even with peak pay, we sniff out no tippers. We sniff out $1 tippers. If there's in my market, $6.50 is the minimum. If I'm on a $2 peak pay, I know $8.50 is the minimum. If I get a $5 order, nope, never. If that would be our strike, is just going out, turning on the apps, working, making money, but simply not doing clown orders. But I don't know, man. There's so many people that don't know what they're doing. This guy just said he looked at somebody in his market and they had 100% acceptance rate. What the hell are they doing? What information do they have? Who are they getting their guidance from? What do they think they're doing? Going out and making $100 in 12 hours. Like, those people I think are kind of lost for the cause. So I don't think a strike is possible or can effectuate any change.
I hear you. Jesse, how you doing, man?
Hey, good man. How are you?
Good, good. You have a good Thanksgiving?
I did, yeah. Yeah, had a great time.
Awesome, awesome. So I see Yost Malone waiting. I see I'm here, and I see the rational driver. So I want to ask, I want to get Jesse on this conversation, but Uber MVD, do you have anything you want to say before I get to the next guest?
Yeah, real quick closing note. Last thing about the copyright. You know, unfortunately, it is America. Sometimes people are petty. However, you know, most of these copyright and trademark laws are international, so there is a bigger picture to it. I'd be more concerned. I wouldn't be so upset about the video. I'd be more concerned on kind of like a plagiarism type thing where, man, I did all the work type of deal, kind of like not the work to make the video, but the work to get to that point to make the video as far as like the actual martial arts training aspect of it, you know, that, but I just think it's kind of petty on his end. I really do. Like I said, there might be a different angle, something bigger that we all can't see or don't know about. Another one last thing is a lot of people I hear driving for $1 a mile. People, I don't drive for less than $2 a mile round trip. And once I hit a full year, I'm gonna make a video called Rolling with MVD, and it's gonna be all of my rides on Uber, like you know, from the earnings screen, just scrolling across everything, so you can kind of see like what I was driving for when I first got started per mile to what I'm driving for per mile now.
I love that, man. That's awesome. That's what's up. I'll be looking forward to that, man. Send that. Definitely let me know when that happens. So that'll be awesome.
Hey, Pedro, can I get one more 15 seconds in?
Yeah, go ahead.
I live 2 miles from where the Club Q mass shooting happened this last week. I'm in Colorado Springs. It's right down the street. My son lives a mile from there. I just want to say, you know, and right as I was watching the coverage of that, they checked in where you were in Virginia, in Chesapeake, at a Walmart shooting. Like it's one to the next. Like we can't even absorb the current one. You know, it's a gay bar, a trans bar. People go there, they feel safe. 2 of the people that were killed were straight. They had spouses and children. And I just want to say, keep your head on a swivel. I said this last week about watching when you're driving, but just in general, you know, we've had shootings at grocery stores. I live in Colorado, Boulder, Colorado. There was a mass shooting at the King Soopers. You know, Colorado kind of goes back and back and back, but just everybody keep your head on a swivel, not just driving, but just, you know, feet on the ground. Are you in a store? Look where your exits are. You know, do you carry a gun? Like you know, just figure out how you're going to do this. You know, this thing kind of happens indiscriminately at different places. So as we're all out there in the public, in malls, in shopping centers and restaurants, but I just kind of want to give a shout out to those families. It's a holiday season. It's a terrible tragedy, you know, a couple miles down the street from me, but just be aware of your surroundings at all times, peeps.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we're going to get to all right, Jesse. So I'm going to bring in Yost Malone. I'm going to bring in, is that Uberman Tampa? I'm confused who that person is. I see the rational driver and Glenn Schlippy. I'll get you guys in a minute. But first, while I got Jesse and I on the screen, I just saw something that made me smile. He took a sip from a can. Put your can on the screen, Jesse. Look. There we go, brother.
Yeah.
Twisted tea. Love it. Shout out. So Jesse, before I bring these other guys in, what do you think about what we're talking about tonight?
So I will say I didn't see the original video. I was trying to find it while listening. But I'm not good at multitasking. I guess my biggest question, and I understand if you can't answer this, Pedro, because ongoing issues, and if you can, that's fine, was it fair use? That's my biggest concern.
Yes. And you know what? I feel like it was, based on how it was used, the intent, the way that we commented on the whole safety segment. But I can't say 100%. That's why I'm not, you know, It's
and
tough. It's tough.
that's another big issue is YouTube errs on the side of caution because they are not willing to be the person who did not report a copyright issue. If you're like big enough, or you know what I mean, they and you report something, they're just gonna push the report through and then have you guys handle it in the background. And if you guys want to, if it goes to that point, let the lawyers handle it. But YouTube is not willing to be the person who's like, oh, they're not pushing through copyright claims. So
yeah, I don't think YouTube did anything wrong here. I do want to say
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? It's just
they just push it through and they're like,
yes.
yeah.
And I have the option of a rebuttal and offering information, and I'm just not doing that.
Well,
because
and
it's not,
and
you know,
I heard so many people tonight were like, they were talking about like respect, like you gotta respect people, blah blah blah, blah. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's not the point, to be honest. The point is, was it fair use? Because it honestly, you can have respect for somebody, because actually, let me flip to the other side. Pedro, I can use one of your videos and absolutely slam you as long as I'm commenting on it properly. I'm like, oh, this, as long as I'm not slandering you, and that's the big point. As long as I'm not slandering you and saying like false information about you, I can make a video about you and just put you down and make money off of it as long as I'm doing fair use properly.
True, but
And
it also depends on if somebody. So I've had videos like that made about me where people have had give false information, slander, defamation.
True,
but I've never put in a copyright claim or strike, or because it's not. I just don't care enough.
You do have to do it properly, but a lot of people
Yeah.
tonight we're talking about like respect and stuff, and I think that's outside the point. I think that's good as a YouTube artist and good for your growth, because I do think you in general are like respectful of people, and I think as a YouTuber, if you're respectful of people, you're gonna grow just naturally. But I think that is outside the point. I think the point of this topic is, was it fair use? I think a lot of people are skipping over that.
I think you're right.
I think it needs to pinpoint on, was it fair use? And that's I think that's the issue at hand. And fair use is very broad.
Yeah.
And that's and you very likely could easily what's the word?
I do feel more confident than unconfident that if I went to the rebuttal and then, if I was sitting in front of somebody, that I would have the video back.
And
I just don't know if I want to do that.
You know what's unfortunate? I feel like if you had a lawyer who was versed in copyright, I feel like he'd be like, yeah, we can just sweep this, whatever, it's gone.
I think you're right, but I don't have that
bankroll,
and I'm not,
obviously.
You know what I'm saying?
And then
I think you're right.
That's the unfortunate part, because
Yeah.
YouTube is erring on the side of caution. They're like, we're not going to be the people who don't push through these copyright claims. We're just going to push it through. Defend yourself. Don't defend yourself.
Yes, because there are people that have whole channels that just re-upload content.
Well, and they're huge YouTubers. Like because I was like, I watch Tim the Tatman, and like he like one of his like video things is he just watches people and he just spectates them and he just like comments on them. And that's like, and obviously it falls within a certain line of like commenting and watching, but technically he's watching somebody else.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And
that's what's weird to me, is that those videos are fine.
Well, because if anybody copyright strikes him, he has the backing for it.
Right.
And then that's what I'm saying is YouTube is just gonna, if somebody copyright strikes you and you're within a certain range, they're just gonna push it through and then be like, you have to defend yourself, because
YouTube, you're 100% right, Jesse.
Yeah.
100% right. 100% right.
So the throughout the whole night, I think the biggest issue is this fair use?
Yeah. And that's a great question. I've thought about that a lot the last couple of days, and I feel like it was, but I'm also not a lawyer and don't know. I see what fair use is based on what other people say and what YouTube says, and I've read the sentences, and I'm like, technically it was, but I think it was just, he didn't like how it was handled, so then he's taking something from me because he felt like I took something from him.
Gotcha.
That's what, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I went through the process, I feel very confident that it would have been fine.
And I do too. So I didn't see the original, but it sounds like you used a 10-minute video approximately.
I think it was like 6 minutes.
Okay, so you used like a 6-minute video in order to self-defense type of thing.
Yes, to show drivers.
Was anybody commenting on it, like kind of, sort of, or did you let it play for stuff? Oh, okay. Then especially if people are commenting on it, and then that's the shitty thing is.
Well, we weren't commenting in it live, but people were commenting in the live chat, and then we talked about it after the video played. So that's where it's murky. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what is unfortunate is you could hire a copyright lawyer, and they could probably very easily get it dismissed. But obviously,
I'm not doing all that.
Yeah, but, that's a waste of $5,000 probably.
It's not. It would be a total waste. Yeah. So I'm gonna bring in Yost Malone. I see Rational Driver. I see Glenn Schlipley, and I see Uberman Tampa. Uberman Tampa. Who is Uberman Tampa? I feel like I've seen that name before. We're gonna find out in a second. Okay, hold up. So let me bring in Yost Malone. What up, Yost?
What's up? How you doing?
What's up, brother? How was your Thanksgiving, man?
It was good. How about yours? I'm sure yours was decent too.
Mine was eventful.
Lots of driving.
So let's bring in the Rational Driver. Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, man. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. Let me bring in Glenn Schlipley. Glenn, good to see you, my friend. How was your Thanksgiving?
I worked all day.
Oh, so was it good, or what? Did you have a good day or a bad day?
It was average.
Okay.
It's Shipley, by the way, not Schlipley.
Hold up. It's Shipley, yeah? Is it
it's
Shipley?
Cool, man. It's been a while since I've seen you.
A little bit. So what do you guys think about the topics tonight? I'll start with Yost Malone first.
So the gig strike. I don't think it would ever work. We're not employees. Misclassified the quotes, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I think if kind of what you said before, get on the app and decline all those bad orders, like decline them all. And we can all do that. Any one of us, like one day say, okay, well, from 12 to 2 or something, decline all the garbage offers until it gets to a certain amount, to at least like $1.50, $2 a mile. That will end up having them pay more money in the end, which is what we all want. I don't think turning the app off is going to work, because people are still going to work and people need to work. But maybe if we all collectively get other people more money, or we all collectively make more money, that may be something different to where they may change.
I agree. I think, I've turned on my app when I first was doing lives, and I would just decline, like, oh, look at this order, and I know that it's helping another driver. It could be hurting Doordash and the consumer, right? But like, it's helping another driver that's out there, because it's pushing the price of that order up at some point, right? So it's more profitable, a little bit better for the driver that's out there. And for me, turning the apps off, these apps will just put a surge, put a peak pay. There's enough drivers to get the orders delivered. And it just doesn't, the way that we're currently striking, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. I think there has to be a better way. I don't know what that is yet. I haven't come up with that. But there has to be something better. I don't know. What do you say, the Rational Driver?
No, I totally agree with what you guys are saying. The way like the Roger professor's going about it, like the finesse marketing of it is great. Like that's what we need in that regard. But how you said the other day in your video, decline, like that's how we get these guys attention. It's not going to be having 150K YouTube subscribers sitting there, and that's less than 10% of the market. It's not going to work. Like, we don't have the like and this is something that I've been commenting on all his videos about. I don't know if he reads them, he's got me blocked or what. We don't have, as Yost Malone just said, we don't have that bargaining power that employees have. Like an Amazon employee, they have bargaining power because they're employees. For them to rehire employees, scabs or whatever, that takes a tremendous amount of effort. That's why you see things like Amazon getting strike busting unions and stuff, or union busting corporations involved, where they sit there and they try try to stomp that out, like, because they know how, like, it's more cost effective to do that than it is to sit there and hire new employees. Whereas we don't have that leverage. So it's just like we need to work together. Like Rideshare Professor, if he wants to do the finesse marketing stuff, great. You know, I almost donated money to it. I just never pulled the trigger, unfortunately. But like that is, it's great on him to do that. But on the same time, we have to step up and do something completely different. The striking's not going to work.
Yeah, I think if we want to be heard, we have to go a different way. I do agree with that. I'm not against getting better pay or safer conditions or this or that. I get those things, but this isn't the way because we've been doing it for several years and nothing's really changed, right? So
Right.
we have to try something different, right? I think that's a well said.
One thing I want to add before you go move on to the next guy. I'm actually like commenting through or talking to Sergio in comments in between. I just got an email from Lyft about because I've been declining like this entire week, you know, in protest instead of sitting out. I've had like I'm a platinum driver on Lyft. I maintained a 90% acceptance rate for 4 years now. In the past month, in my market, it came in November 1st. It's the 27th. In those 26 days, I went from a 90% acceptance rate to a 29% acceptance rate.
Wow, because it got that bad?
It's that bad. Like the one guy sitting there talking about not accepting anything below $2 a mile. I'm lucky to see anything that's like $1.10
for Lyft, right?
A mile for Lyft, yeah. So
Man,
like
crazy.
I'm taking it because like fortunately in my position, $1.10 I can live off of, but I'm being hyper selective. I'm out there, like I said, and I called Lyft about it an hour ago. What are the terms of service? Where does it sit there and say that I could be deactivated for cancellation? And then like there's the terms of service right there. It says it right there in black and white that I can. It's like, okay, that's interesting. But I'm an independent contractor, bro. Like what's going on here? Like something's got to be done. It seems like they're implementing new systems but holding us to an old rule set.
And I think that goes to the rideshare professors or anybody else's vantage point of we got to do something because look at how they're manipulating us, right? You know, so that's why it's weird, and I think there are a lot of drivers out here that have a really high acceptance rate, and that for different reasons. But these apps, man, they do a really good job of knowing the turnover is really high. We got a new driver. We're super replaceable, like super replaceable. Like if I stop doing, I'm not doing DoorDash for the next 5 weeks. And I haven't done it for about a week and a half. And they're fine with that. They're going to be fine. They got plenty of drivers. They're going to deliver these orders. They're not going to hurt by me not doing it, right? But it's weird. I think we're getting to the point, the labor department's getting involved, and they're saying we're misclassified. They want to reclassify us as employees. And I think a lot's going to happen in 2023. I really, really, really do. So, Glenn, what do you think about what we got going on here tonight, my friend?
Well, as far as the striking is concerned, I don't think it has any. It has minimal effect, if any effect at all, because there's so many of us, you know, in the masses, you know, like 4 million of us, and I've belonged to unions before, and I've even, you know, been on strike before, and it has an effect because, you know, you have a very small, well, I shouldn't say very small, but you have a, you know, it's not like 4 million people go out on strike if you're a union, you know, it's a very minimal amount of people, you know, and things are, you know, and things get discussed and things do happen and things do, you know, get resolved. And sometimes they don't. And I kind of agree what you said earlier in the week when you said just, you know, delete.
Mm-hmm.
I think action in the app like that has more of effect than, just signing out for that particular day and saying, you're going to go on strike.
Yeah.
I just don't see the point, because it just has next to no effect at all, in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree. I think it has an effect a little bit on like YouTube, because we can have this video and somebody will react and this and that, and we can feel like we're being heard, but it does not have, it has such a minute effect in the grand scheme of the apps.
Right.
Most people don't watch
Right.
YouTube. Most people aren't you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like a self-serving, I'm going to make a video and I want people to watch it. And that's how I feel. Right. And, I got suckered into making a video, and I'm glad I did, because it's an interesting topic to talk about. But at this point, in doing it in this way, we're not making any difference. And I think you have to if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and you're getting the same result, but you're expecting something different, we all know what that is, right? So we have to figure out a different type of way. And I think some states have, whether it's maybe Cali and Prop 22, and I don't work there or I don't live there, so I don't know, but you have states like New York, you have cities like Seattle that are doing things, and some drivers are seeing good positive results. But you have to locally get with your local political representatives, and but making a YouTube video and talking about striking, like that ain't gonna make no difference besides self-serve the gig tuber that makes the video, in my opinion, right? Because not enough people are watching it.
It's like self-aggrandizement,
A little bit, I think, yeah. So let me turn it over to Jesse and Yost Malone, and you guys. What do you guys think about? Well, we've talked about the strike, but what else do you guys have in your mind about these topics?
First of all, y'all click that like button for Pedro's live. Like, click the like button. You get this thing out there.
Hold on. How many likes we got, y'all? We got to get. Let's get the likes up. I don't want to start being silent here. Let's get the likes up. We're giving y'all some entertainment. The likes are free. Thank you, Yost, for saying that. Appreciate you, man.
I know the gig strike. Well, I'm doing some YouTube stuff on the side too as well, so I'm paying attention. I know, and then the copyright strike, and I don't know what the other topic was.
I don't think did I have another topic? I think we were just talking about how the Thanksgiving was, and if you're working and all that kind of stuff.
So I mean, to me, I think this holiday season can be good. I can't even tell you the last time I did a DoorDash order, because the offers are just awful. I mean, I'm getting $6.50 for 6 miles all day. I will never take that. Like, what is the point?
Are you doing Spark, or what's the app? What apps are you working right now?
So I've done Instacart has been doing good. I did Flex last night for the first time.
Oh, Amazon Flex, right?
Yes. I applied for it, and I was like, let me try Flex. And everybody's been doing it. I did it, and it was my wife and I did it. We didn't put the boxes in order, so there's a way you can put the boxes in order one a lot faster. Yeah, I made $59, and it took an hour.
Nice.
And it was like 28 stops, and it was just within the neighborhood. So I mean,
well, listen, guys, Amazon, maybe Spark, other apps. People, listen, it's the holiday season. Packages need to be delivered.
UPS, I know specifically.
UPS. Yeah, well, you started there. It's been a couple weeks, right?
UPS does. So I work for UPS, but they're hiring what they call PVDs, personal vehicle drivers. It's $30 an hour plus 59 cents a mile in my market in Denver, but they hire you for $30 an hour, 59 cents plus per mile, and they basically will park a truck in your neighborhood. They'll like hire you. You take your personal vehicle, and you show up and you fit what you can fit in your car, packages, and it's all like within like a mile or two. And they'll give you like 3 hours worth of work, or what they think is 3 hours worth of work. And yeah, it's good. That's another option for people.
I think it is. I've been hearing it. So let's welcome in Uberman Tampa. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. How y'all doing?
We're good. What do you got on your mind tonight?
All right, I got a couple things, but let's go back to the gentleman who just spoke of Amazon Flex. I lost 100 pounds doing that job, simply getting in and out of the car.
Are you serious?
Whoa. 50 to 60 times a day, I got in and out of the car, taking that fucking 50-pound bag of dog food up to the 3rd floor. You're not gonna like it at first, but trust me, it gets easier, and your doctor will thank you for it. So keep doing it.
So Uberman Tampa, what apps do you currently work right now?
Honestly, just Uber and Lyft, because I deleted DoorDash. I was tired of the $2 orders and trying to, whatever. No. I'm the kind of person that if I don't feel like tipping, I'm just going to go get it myself. I'm not going to put somebody out with, and after dumping $1,500, well, I didn't actually dump $1,500. I only dumped $300, but a $1,500 repair order on my car. And another $3,300 coming for the rear end. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna, order food or take an Uber or something like that and not tip.
Yeah. Well, but the average person, I don't think they understand what we make, how we work, you know what I'm saying? Like they
don't think about that.
No, they don't think about that because they're paying for convenience. They've already paid a fee or this or that, an inflated amount, and they're not thinking
Last year with my business, with the candle and soap business, last year over Black Friday weekend, which I consider Wednesday through, we'll call it Monday at midnight, I did $2,000 in sales.
That's crazy.
This year I've done 80. This year I've done 80.
80 this year. What was the big difference? Why do you think the difference?
I'm guessing people are holding off on money.
Yeah, because of inflation and other things. Yeah.
But I wanted to talk to you about the copyright real quick because,
Go ahead.
When I was in college, they were very particular about that sort of thing. Like if I found a source, not Wikipedia, but if I found a source, and we'll say, just for the sake of argument, Reba's brown, Eddie's black. Those are my dogs. You would have to say, according to CNN, Eddie is brown and Reba's black or whatever. There's a way to cite that source to, and then of course, fair use is actually defined as limited use of somebody else's content without having to ask for permission. Now, I don't know what limited use means. I don't know if that's 6 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't know. But if you watch the news, they say, say somebody films a fight on a subway and they say, in New York City tonight, they had a fight and they show like a minute and a half. And they credit whoever filmed that video. I understand you did credit that video with the name. I didn't watch it, but I don't know. Some people, like when I was in college, I wrote a very lengthy paper on mitochondria, and I would have been pretty mad if somebody had taken my stuff and didn't actually credit that source properly.
Sure.
But there are people who don't care, and they're just like, "Yeah, use my stuff."
Well, that's why you got to cite them.
I've been on YouTube like 6 or 7 years, and I think I've had in that time frame, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 strikes, not claims, but strikes. And you do get that email. One time I was rebroadcasting the Happily Ever fireworks from Walt Disney World, and that it was up there for like a year, and then they found it.
A year, that long? Wow.
Yeah, and then they found it. But my bad,
Yeah.
I was just showing my audience what the fireworks look like, but in their eyes, they're like, we worked really hard on this, and you're just showing it.
And I get that. I get that. And I think there is something to be said for working hard at something, putting money behind a video, and then somebody else uses it. And I get that. I think there's
with
a level
my paper, I actually went to the lab and did research and, watch things grow, watch things die, and make notes and all this other stuff. I don't know that amount of effort goes into the average YouTube video, but there are people who really edit the stuff out of their videos. I mean, they really work hard. They spend hours. I'm trying to think. Tim Tracker, who does Disney, I'm sure he spends all day editing his videos. And if somebody were to come along and take a snippet and not credit the source correctly, I'm sorry, I'd give you a strike too. But I mean, again, I don't know the whole situation. It sounded like you had a deadline and he didn't meet it, but maybe he was just like, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to do it.
I think so, and I think it was also they're in the UK, and the weekend in my mind, I didn't know they were in UK until today. The weekend's like, okay, well, I'm going to be home on Sunday, so I'll do it then. I went to do that, but by then they're already past Sunday, So I think it was definitely just not handled right initially.
Honestly, I would just chalk your losses and learn better.
Oh, for sure. Time. That's what I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna.
Don't upload it. Don't do none of that. Just chalk your losses and let it go. What are you losing? $3?
No. Yeah. No. I'm not losing. Yeah, I'm not losing much now. Besides the fact that I'm losing some views and some. I'm not losing a lot. Besides the fact that I spent a lot of time putting this live together, but I could put it out there for anybody that wants to watch. I planned on redoing it segment by segment anyway, so I'm not losing a lot. It's more of just like,
I mean, if you
you take your loss and you move on.
You're probably going to gain more anyway that way.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's a lesson learned, and I think it's more about realizing that as when you make YouTube videos as a content creator, you got to dot your I's, cross your T's, because you never know how somebody might look upon the content you're making, and they might not feel the same way you do about content creation, right? And I think that's
that. I was actually demonetized because I can't really say it, but let's just say YouTube and I didn't see eye to eye on current events. We'll just put it that way.
Sure.
The other thing,
I get it.
The other thing is the gig work strike. Guys, stop, please. Just stop. If you are going to strike, great. First of all, you have to be in a union, but okay, I get what you're saying. You're just not going to do it. Cool. If all of us in this room decide not to turn on the app tomorrow, they're going to hire 10,000 more people to take your place. They don't stop hiring. Anybody get online and apply to be a DoorDash driver right this minute, turn it on and start taking $2 orders. So people who are not tipping and or drivers who are new and don't understand how things work, the cycle is going to continue.
Right.
This goes with Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Amazon. I mean, I stopped doing Amazon in my area because it was way too much driving for $18 an hour. They started getting really ridiculous. They expanded it from 25-mile radius to 40 to now 60. I can actually go 60 miles away from the warehouse with my 60 packages, and those turds are going to want me to get it done in 3 hours. And an hour of it driving.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And getting more money out of them is not as easy as it used to be.
No,
it used to be when you went over, you simply said, and hear me out for those that are doing flex. Write this down. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you go over, you say, listen to me. My deliveries exceeded my window. Never use the word block, because the block is going to be picked up by the computer and you're going to be rejected. My deliveries exceeded my expected window of delivery, or whatever you want to say, and blah, blah, blah. You have to tell them why it exceeded. Usually I say traffic or lots of apartments or something generic. And within 2 days, you usually get $18 to $24 or whatever extra for however long you exceeded that time frame.
Interesting.
But if you say my deliveries went outside of my block or my time, then the computer's going to reject it.
Interesting. So I want to bring Jesse into this, because Jesse's been doing UPS, right?
I have, yeah.
He's doing it as a W-2. So how was your experience this past week on as a W-2 with UPS? Like, was it super busy? What are you expecting in the next upcoming weeks? Like, how are you feeling? Because I know when you came on last week or the week before, you were feeling really good. Are you still feeling that right now?
Still, yeah. And so, it's funny. I've had interactions like myself as a W-2, but UPS also hires, I think they're 1099. I could be incorrect, but I believe they are, because I have taken packages to, they call them PVDs, personal vehicle drivers, So I'll go to somebody's like garage and just somebody's house and deliver like 40 packages, and then they have the app and they deliver them, whatever. Um, and it, so th- and they all love it because it's like 3 hours worth of work. So I'd say if anybody's looking into doing that, I'd say maybe that's a good way. But they do expect you because you have people's stuff. It is definitely a lot different than DoorDash. DoorDash, I can be like, no, I don't want to fucking do that.
Yeah.
But definitely, if you have somebody's stuff in your car, you can't be like, oh, I'm done now. I have something to go do. You know what I mean?
Right. You got to finish the job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So
what you're being
definitely,
paid for. Yeah.
there are different, like, I guess, scales. If you do your own personal vehicle driving, they'll give you like, it averages like around 3 hours worth of work, and they pay you pretty good. Or what I'm doing technically seasonal, and the seasonal is not bad. From what I'm understanding, it's basically like a tryout for UPS, like a permanent position. And basically, if you make it through, you're good. You don't suck. You don't complain. They'll more than likely offer you like a full-time position. And
is that what you're going to go for, or
I think so, because I'm a full-time, like, and you know what's funny, because there's a lot of talk, and I do want to touch on the union part of DoorDash, but I do honestly like my last 2 jobs have been union jobs, and I do like the what do you call it? The security that those union jobs provide. It does suck coming in early, because especially with UPS, like you're gonna be like the bitch for the first couple of years. You know what I mean? You are.
Yeah.
You got to put in your time in those union jobs, but and that's what I've heard with, especially with UPS, which is why I want to work for them, because once you're in, they fucking help you. They protect you.
Yeah.
They work with you, and I've heard
there's
that.
positives, there's benefits to that. I'm sure there is.
And you know what's nuts is I was like breaking my back at my last job. It was a warehouse job, just breaking my body, where we maxed out at like 27 an hour, but at a UPS right now, they start at 30 right now in Denver, and they max out at like 40 something after 4 years, which is like nuts.
That's, I mean, for a delivering package, that's great money. Plus, you've got benefits. And so, let me ask Yost. Yost, would you work UPS? Would you work for UPS for $35 an hour with some benefits? Would you be interested in that?
100%. I mean, I know the insurance is free. It's really, either it's free or it's really, really good. So
I've heard
their health insurance is really good.
It's like top notch. So it's about working for yourself or working for a company that takes care of you. I mean,
for sure the negative, I will admit, I'm like, especially being the new guy, they just told me straight up, they're like, you're probably working like 60 hours a week.
Oh yeah. What time do you work tomorrow, Jet? You working tomorrow?
Yeah. Oh, I'm
what
working
time?
right now, 6 days a week, guaranteed.
Okay.
And generally I'm getting close to 60 hours a week.
But what time you got to work tomorrow? Do you have a schedule?
9 a.m. every day.
Oh, see, I don't got to work. See, I don't have to work at 9 a.m. if I don't want. And that's what I like about the gig economy. And I think all of us, Glenn and the Rational Driver, everybody in the chat, Yost, we've done the gig apps because we do like, as much as we complain, and I complain more than most people probably, I like the fact that I could work whatever time I want tomorrow.
True.
If I want to work at 6 a.m. and be done at noon, if I want to start at noon and be done at 6 p.m., there's a lot of value in that for me. You know
what's funny? My time with the gig apps, I felt more restricted.
Really?
Honestly, yes, I honestly, because the only time I felt the gig app, or like, I guess I only have DoorDash. Let me state that. I only have DoorDash in my area in Denver, but the only time I felt like it was worth it was when there was peak pay. So if I went downtown Denver is always worth it, and it's always money. But that's like a 20-minute drive. But in my area, Sundays money, Saturdays money. Any other time, like during the weekday, it was almost not worth my time.
Mm.
And
That's
a
interesting.
W-2 is far, like with the benefits, far and beyond worth it.
Yeah.
The only time DoorDash was worth it in my market felt like on the weekends.
Yeah. Yeah. Glenn, what about you? Would you work UPS $35 an hour right now?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Rational driver, what about you?
No, but that's
Well,
just
why
because the
not?
fact that it's just because the fact that I don't like getting out of my car, running like running up flights of stairs and stuff like that. I mean, that's one of I don't want to deliver food. I don't want to. I love driving. You know, that's I'll take you A to B to C. You know, all day long. You know, 12 hours a day. But
You like the ride share. You like the ride share.
yeah. That's why I never I tried Uber Eats for a little bit. I tried DoorDash for a day. Didn't like it just because of the fact that I mean I blame it more on and this is what I tell my passengers when they ask me about it. I didn't give it enough time to sit there and really make an intelligent critique of it. But I just I made $80 in 10 hours or something like that. I didn't know the ropes. I just walked away from it. I was like, I didn't like it. So
yeah.
I'm more of like a passive income earner at this point. I try to find while I'm driving, you know, I have my chips in play on the stock market. You know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I have a website. The drivers can contact me for consulting and stuff like that. So I consult with driver via phone. You know, just all sorts of things. I'm actually working on my bookkeeping skill. You know, I'm actually getting QuickBooks certified. So, you know, I'm doing other things to sit there and be able to work remotely and not have to run up flights of stairs. I was a machinist for 22 years, sweating my ass off, worked my ass off. I'm done.
You know, I'm similar in that regard. Like I appreciate the apps and what they can do for me, and I've used them. I've maxed them out. You know, and I love that about the apps because it does allow me to work on other things on the side to make some additional passive income or whatever, and then come back to the apps when I need them, and you know what I mean. And I think the apps are really good in that regard. You know, I think working in them part time is the best way, in my personal opinion. But you know, everybody will have a different perspective and their goals and what they got going.
Correct. And that's why anyone who gets in my car and they talk about, oh, you can make some big bucks on this, you know, I always have to sit there before I answer it, give like the big asterisk, the big caveat to it. It's like this. I always recommend it part time because then it's definitely ZFG. You know, zero fucks given. You know, boom.
Yeah.
Full time. Now you're playing for points when you start doing it full time and you need that reliable income. That's where I kind of come in, and my tactic is from more of like an economist standpoint, where if you use like basic principles like stoicism and minimalism and stuff like that, and control your personal finance, that's all you need. Like and like I have the luck, like I don't have a mortgage. I don't have like a wife or a girlfriend or like that. You know, like I don't have kids. I don't have a mortgage. You know, I'm completely free. I'm unplugged. So to sit there and say you can't make money at this, you know, I'm 40 next month. You know what? I'm semi-retired. You know.
Yeah. Well, your perspective's different. You know, no wife, no kids, no mortgage. You got no stress, bro. You know,
right, exactly.
I mean, your perspective is super different.
But that's I mean, I hate to say it, rationally. Like, I mean, if you actually do the math, and I'm gonna plug an author here. Goes by Captain Capitalism. That's his alias. He's Aaron Clary. He writes a great book, Poor Man's Retirement, or Poor Richard's something of retirement or something like that. I can't cite it correctly. Basically, you know, you only need like $500K to retire if you sit there and play your cards right. You don't, you know, like you don't have kids, if you don't sit there and have more kids than you can pay, you don't have, wow, I'm spacing. You just like I said, you sit there and you control what's in your realm of influence. Life is stress free.
Interesting. I think, for me, I want to put this comment up real quick. This is from Welty. Wife and no kids is better than no wife, no kids. What do you guys say to that? I want to start with Jesse.
No.
Go to Yost, and then I want to go to Glenn. So, wife and no kids is better than no wife, no kids. And I'll share my perspective. Listen, I have a 21-year-old daughter, Gabriella, beautiful. I mean, she's a woman. She's 21. Okay, I have a 16-month-old, Ruby. Okay, I've been married once, divorced. Okay, and then now I have a girlfriend. Right, so having people around you, especially women or whatever, that is, there's a lot of benefit to that. Like my girlfriend does so much for me. I would not have this channel. I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. I could not do YouTube and do it how I do it without her. The freedom and flexibility and how she holds certain avenues of my life down is absolutely remarkable. Okay, she's a stay-at-home mom. We play our roles. I play mine as well as I can. She plays hers very well, and it works. But everybody's perspective can be different on that. But I like this comment because it resonates with me because I understand what that means. I didn't appreciate that maybe even just 5, 10, 20 years ago, but I understand the value of having like a good woman in your life. So I'll start with Jesse first, and then we'll go around a little bit.
Okay, specifically on that comment.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, what do you think about it?
No, I'm not in a good place for that one. Because I want wife and kids. And I'm just in a position. I don't know. I guess I hate to say it, but yeah, I'm in a relationship, but I don't know. I'd rather be game with the boys. You know what I mean?
Okay. No, dude, listen, you got to speak your truth, man. It's all good. There's
nobody send this to nobody. Not trying to start another fight, but
no, you're
trying to
good.
be honest. You know what I mean?
No, you're good. That's what we do here, man. Yost, what about you?
So in my situation, I'm married, no kids, not yet at least, and she comes out with me because we're in our cars for most of the time for hours on end, and it's nice to have somebody to talk to, and we can watch YouTube or do whatever we want, but she helps me, and so direction wise, because I sometimes you're trying to look at the app and you may miss a stop sign or something. Don't say because everybody's missed a stop sign. I don't want to hear everybody's perfect driver. But no, it's fun. It's fun. And so I mean, she's my partner and I love it. And so I'm personally happy that she goes with me. And it's something we do together. She may not get none of the money, but I may throw her $20 here and there.
So basically Yost Malone just admitted he's got a little sidekick, but he ain't got to pay her because they're working together, and he throws her a little $20 here and there. I love it, man. I love it. And I've met your significant other, and you guys are great. So I can vouch for that. So, Glenn, what about you? What do you think about what we're talking about with having a wife, kids, no kids? Where do you stand with that?
Well, I was married for 10 years. I've been divorced for 20 years now. And in that marriage, we had 2 beautiful daughters. And she basically just took off and left me with the kids. And one of them was, the youngest one was 8-9 months old. And so I spent a lot of time and effort, and I had a lot of help from my parents too. And now my 2 girls are 30 and 25, and our relationship is like 100% intact. And just last semester, you've heard me talk in the past, I just got married again in September. and to a wonderful, just it's like having a rock, but you have to have support for each other. I'm her backbone in what she wants to do, and she's my backbone. And she's 25 years younger than I am.
Whoa,
There you
hold
go.
up. Glenn. Shout out to
Glenn.
Glenn.
Heyo!
Woo!
Let's go, boy.
Glenn.
That's how
And-
it's done, boys.
I'm glad Glenn's laughing because listen, Glenn.
I'm
nice.
I'm 61 years old, man, and it's like I have been there and I have done that when it comes to having and raising kids.
Sure. Yeah.
But I tell you, this Natalie is just, I can't even put it into words. She's unlike any other woman that I've ever met, and we've been together 5 years. And she's in the antique business. She buys and sells antiques online, and she does a lot of traveling, to close deals and stuff like that. And I'm supportive of that, of whatever she's got to do. And she was actually the one that encouraged me to get my art business up and running. And she even in her spare time, she even contacts certain, museums or galleries and stuff like that. And it kind of is my agent, helps me find gigs. And I've got my first, it's like this week, probably the most I've worked in the last almost 2 months. And because I'm setting up and getting ready for, my very first gallery showing coming up on the 5th of next month.
Yeah.
And that's going to run for 10 days. And, I am, the things that are being shown are going to be up for sale.
Yeah.
And the good thing about being in a museum is you could jack the prices up and people still pay them.
Sure. No, and we've talked about your passion for that, and some successes you've had. And I love when you talk about that, Glenn, because to me that's like, it just goes to like the whole bet on you and doing what you got and working with what you got and working your passions. And I know you've shared with us and me personally some of your successes, and I think it's amazing, man. I'm glad to hear you got that event coming up. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I've got, I've got this coming up, and if I've got 10 pieces in the show, and if I sell every one of them, I'm going to net in that 10 days about 60 grand.
Wow. That's crazy.
And
it's
of
amazing,
course,
man.
I probably won't sell any. I'll probably sell one or two. You never know.
Yeah.
But I've got another show coming up in January in Mammoth Lakes, and in Carson City, I've got one coming up in March. So, things are happening.
I love it, man. It's awesome.
And I just a few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, I finally became my own company and got a business license. So, I mean, that's not really all that big of a deal, but I'm officially my own boss, man.
No, that's a big deal. Because most people have an idea, a thought, whatever, and they don't take it enough levels to get to that point. So I think that should be applauded, man. That's amazing. I love that for you, man. That's
so
awesome.
I'm officially Shipley Artistry LLC. So
love it. So where's your 10-day show gonna be? Can you drop a little knowledge on us, and what city, what area, what date?
It's going to be here in Reno, and it's at the it's a thing that they put on every year at the Nevada Museum of Art.
Okay.
And they kind of devote the whole month of December to amateur artists, and we bring in drawings or paintings sculpture, pottery, and I have 4 drawings and 4 paintings and 2 sculptures.
It's amazing, man. I love that. This, to me, this is like, eventually this channel will get to stuff like that, and having these kind of conversations and learning and seeing in real time people that are like betting on themselves and actually going out there and doing their passions, whether it's art, YouTube, a business, a side hustle, like whatever it is, right? It's amazing, man. I love it. And we've talked before, and you've been on the show a couple times, and to see the progression, and when you've shared with us the success you've had, and hey, I sold this painting, I sold this artwork, it's amazing, man. Don't discredit that. That's a big deal.
No, actually, not meaning to brag too much, but
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, man, that's amazing, man. That's great.
February, I didn't even have an idea of doing this.
Yeah.
And because I didn't think I'd even do it. And my wife, Natalie, has just been really, just supportive and helpful, and it's been great.
Yeah.
Awesome. And it's awesome. Back in February, I was doing 100% Doordash and 0% art. And I've almost got both of them at the 50-50 level.
Yes, sir. Listen, man, the fact that you listen, I cannot listen. Hold on. I need to pause this for a second. So Glenn just dropped something on y'all really, really, really big. And not everybody's going to want to hear it. And maybe you're not ready to hear that yet. He just said in February he was 100% Doordash. And now my man Glenn is 50-50. Right, Glenn? Is that what you just said? Okay. That, if anything else, should be celebrated more than any of the other bullshit we're talking about right now. Okay? That to me, okay? And I know we got Jesse with us. He's W2. That's working for him. That's great. Yost has stuff going on. I got stuff. I work DoorDash still, right? This isn't like a slide on anybody, but we need to be celebrating people that are progressively working the gig apps in a way that works for them, and then they're using it as a stepping stone. And Glenn is doing that. And I just, listen, man, I can't. To me, that is like so inspirational. And the way that you could supplement your income and work it less. Like, I try to do the same thing. In some weeks and some months, I do it better than others. But like, it's a big deal. Yeah. And you're always going to progress on that. And some months it might be 80% and 20. But I mean, this is why I think the gig economy can be great for a lot of people, because it allows you the time to work on art, work on this, work on that, and then not have to work so much on the gig apps, because to me, it's not sustainable long term. And Jesse knows that a little. So he's like, I'm going to try this UPS out. I want to make $40 an hour, possibly. And Yost earlier said, I can't tell you the last time I turned DoorDash on. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, this is what we try to talk about here. And I just love it, man. Like, to me, it doesn't get better than that. To be able to have an art show and work 10 days and like make some money, it's amazing. So go ahead, Rational.
Not just that, but like if you sit there and like the as much as myself and everyone trashes on these gig companies for that, they are giving you a taste of a business. You are in a sole proprietorship. You are. So like me, for instance, right? I fell in love with driving people around to the point where I'm actually I'm applying for licensing in the state of Pennsylvania, filling Philly airport, so I could take commercial there. Because I love doing this, doing the bookkeeping thing for that. I like doing that. I like consulting with drivers. So use the gig apps temporarily to improve yourself. Go back to school. Go to Votech, learn welding. Go learn coding. Just better yourself, like you said. Like your whole channel is about betting on yourself. You do that, you're gonna be so much better. Don't like the worst thing you can be is a rideshare driver 4 or 5 years ago when you could make STEM level wages, and now you're sitting there regretting. And I made this mistake myself too. You sit there, you make all that great money, and now you're looking at it, and you're kind of stressing. It's like, oh man, I can't even get a dollar a mile now. I'm, you sit there, and if you would have just taken a little bit of an investment, went to community college, did something for that, bettered yourself, you'd be one of these guys.
Yeah, I feel that. Go ahead, Jesse.
I'd like to kind of add on to that, and also add on to the union part of the discussion, because people are trying to unionize like this type of gig work, and I don't think that's where this type of work should be. I don't think that's this type of work's place, and I don't think it would work, because you're not gonna sit there and tell me that if all of you got in a union and you're like, hey, we're not working until they give us these wages, and then they start putting $10 peak pay, just for an example, but they slowly start increasing the peak pay, I'm gonna go out. If I see like $6, $7, $8 peak pay, I guarantee you every single one of us is gonna go out if we have no other incentive not to.
I agree with you 100%.
And that's what not a lot of people, I think, understand about when there's an actual union and they are actually striking, is that union is paying those people an hourly wage. They are paying those people an hourly wage to go out there and strike. They're saying you're going to go out there and strike for 8 hours and be paid your wage. And I think that's what not a lot of people understand, because you're out of your mind if you think I'm going to see any sort of like high peak pay and I'm not going to go out there and work.
No, you're right. I think tomorrow, like, you know what? I'm not doing DoorDash until 2023. And so it would take a large peak pay for them to incentivize me. But let's just say I get to 2023 and I'm like, I'm going to turn it back on and see. Yeah, like, if there were certain days of the week where like I didn't want to work, like a Monday or like a Saturday, I don't work Saturdays. But like if I open my app and there's like, I'm just chilling at the house, whatever, and I don't have any schedule restraints. If there's a $5 or $6 or $10 peak pay, I might have to look at my girl and be like, I might have to go out for, what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
I think we all have that in us because we want to make money. We need to make money. Like, we got to pay for stuff, and you got to save or whatever.
And that's what because that is this kind of work, and that's what I like about it. Because you can go out and be like, hey, I'm going to go out for 5 minutes. Oh, it's trash. I'm going home. Fuck this. I'm going home. It's not worth my time. Fuck this. I'm going home. Or hey, this, because I've told my girlfriend, like, be like, it's so good right now. Can I come meet up with you in an hour? It is so good right now. Can we push this back an hour?
Yeah.
And like that's no other job, and that's what's good about it.
I agree 100%. Yost, what do you say, man, about the freedom and flexibilities and the peak pay? Like, what? First off, what do you say to that? But then, secondly, what's that amount on DoorDash? You said earlier, I haven't worked DoorDash in a minute. What's that peak pay amount that's going to bring you out?
So here's the thing. DoorDash is door trash. I don't care what anybody says. These orders are just absolutely garbage. Second, like, it would have to be a relatively high peak pay for me to even think about going out, because here's the problem. People have to order. DoorDash is expensive. It is. I don't even order DoorDash myself. I go get it. So
super expensive.
People have to order it themselves, and somebody seeing an extra $10. Good luck on those tips. I'm not going out. I refuse. I've taken the garbage orders for so long. I've gotten car wrecks. I've gotten all this stuff. There's better options out there. I use the apps like Instacart or Flex or Spark or whatever's paying me that day. I go to that one, and that's it. DoorDash is gonna have to like really step up like 1,000%. And one more thing before I go, y'all, any content creators, use YouTube Shorts. They're pushing out content like crazy.
Ooh, they are. Yes.
Use YouTube Shorts. Any content creator, if you're creating content, use it. I did a video yesterday and it got 2,000 views in like an hour.
That's crazy. Yeah. I've been noticing the YouTube. Like, I do a short a day and it helps, guys. Yeah.
Like, use the shorts, create a YouTube channel. I have an iPhone. use it, create it. People are going to watch. You will be surprised. You don't have to have the fanciest editing, and you can make money in passive income while you're out there working, complaining about these orders, and just do that. And I'm telling you, things will happen. You'll be like Glenn, doing great things, man. So I'm gonna jump off because your boy has to get up in the morning. But no, thank you for having me on, Pedro. Good luck, everybody. I'll talk to you.
Hey, hold on. Yos, real quick. When can you talk about? Just give me 20 seconds on the Vlogmas, man. Real quick. Go ahead.
So Vlogmas, thank you, Pedro. Yours is on the 5th of December. So Vlogmas is me making videos for 25 days for subscribers, friends, whatever you want to call it. And I do interviews with different content creators, such as Pedro. I got Lou and Mary on this year. John McKillian, me and Nova need to still talk, but got some other creators on there. And it's just something fun. I'm going to talk about my experiences with Doordash, my baseball adventures. So if you want to subscribe to my channel, cool. If not, I understand. I get it. Some of my mediocre comedy, I try to be funny, but anyways, that's it.
No, I love him. Appreciate you bringing that up. Go check out Yos Malone, y'all. Yos, appreciate you, man. Have a good night.
Have a good night, y'all.
Later.
All right. So appreciate. I want to get the. I want to start with Jesse. I'll go to Glenn and then Rational Driver. Any final thoughts?
I guess final thoughts is I don't think that the DoorDash economy or gig work should be unionized. I don't think it's the right place.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess bet on you. Do what's gonna make you happy. Like work a job that you don't hate. Because I was doing that for a little while, and the money is just not worth it at the end of the day. So
well said, my friend. Well said. Glenn, go ahead, sir.
I kind of agree with Jesse what he just said. If you have, all I could say in closing is, if you have a passion to do anything and you keep putting it off because you're doing this or that, get up off your butt and just do it. It's kind of like what I said with my motto a few weeks ago, Pedro. It's like adapt to your environment, conquer that environment, and succeed. And it's the same thing with whatever you do. I've been in jobs too where I needed a crane attached to my bed just to get me out of bed in the morning to get me to work. And I've almost suffered heart attacks and mental breakdowns and things along that line, and just hated it. And it was all because the money, or it's not all just money. It's kind of a term of your work, of your self-worth. What are you worth? What do you make of yourself? It's like I said back in February, I had no idea of where I am today, and it's because I have a passion. I have a passion to create. I love creating things, man. That's my drug. That's what makes me high. When I grab a pencil or a paintbrush or a chisel, it's like, it's like that scene in Ghost with Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze. It's like, oh, you gotta love, you gotta love what you're doing, what you're passionate about. Otherwise, you're never going to get anywhere.
Yeah, I hear that. Well said. Rational Driver. Final words, my friend?
Well, I mean, I really agree with what Jesse said. We should be striking, or we shouldn't unionize or anything like that. It actually takes away so much of the advantage of this. I mean, as far as Glenn says, what Glenn's talking about, I mean, to each his own. But if you make your passion should be your hobby. It shouldn't be your job. That's just like, I mean, like, find something that you can be good at, you can make money at, and then pour it. Like just invest in yourself. Bet on you, but don't like the number one thing that like all the boomers and everything that tell all the youngsters is follow your passion, get any degree is a good degree, and look where we're at now. We got 30-year-old virgins, sitting at home, not necessarily not wanting to work, but just expecting stuff. It like with Biden gives them a $20,000 bailout. Like the stats are out there. The 70% of them are going to sit there and buy worthless stuff. So like, I don't know. I mean, like, this is getting way off topic, but I mean,
no, I hear
everyone.
I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. We gotta make our way. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't know how many of these live things you do, but I mean, Pedro, you're the best. I always recommend you to anyone who's interested in doing DoorDash for that. I always say, yo, go check this guy out on YouTube. All the boys over at the show.
Man. I appreciate.
Oh no, I mean, your content's the best. You actually like you look at it rationally. Same thing with Sergio and Chris over there. They're not pulling strings. May not agree with everything, but So I mean, I'm gonna go off and try to get some more rides in Philly. You guys have a great night.
Have a safe night. I appreciate you and Jesse and Glenn and everybody coming on. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah, have a good night, man.
Yeah, you too.
All right, Pedro, you take care.
Thank you, Glenn. All right. Listen, I want to say something. Glenn has been on this show a few times. Maybe I would say 4, 5, 6 times, somewhere in that wheelhouse. And he's texted me, emailed me, sharing with me his successes and what he's got going on. Tonight, if you take nothing else from this live, we talked about the copyright strike and Pedro's whining and crying and somebody copyright claimed and strike and wah. Forget that. It's bullshit. It means nothing. I'll be fine. I just share my experiences with you guys. Glenn, 10 months ago, 100% DoorDash. Right now, he's 50%. He's working his art, his passion. He says he loves putting pencil to paper, creating things. That's what it's about. Forget about the money for a second. We have to make money. It is what it is. We all have to make money. That's the way America works, okay? You got to make money to buy things, to have luxuries, to have necessities. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you can find a way to make money and you do something that you enjoy, that is the American dream. The American dream is shifting. It's not white picket fence, 2.5 kids, and a dog. For some, that's what it is. In the 50s, that was everybody's. That's what they sold us. Fuck that. 2022, 2023, the American dream is doing something that you enjoy and making money doing it. Most of us won't find that because we don't have the balls to go after it. That's a fact. Most of us, and you might be offended that I'm talking like this, but you have to find what you like to do, or if you don't like it, but if you're good at it, figure out what that is for yourself. Make money doing that. Make money doing things that in your market people are willing to pay you to do. Gig apps, your passion, your side, and do it. Like, stop thinking you have tomorrow. I'll do it next year. I'll do it in 2024. You will not. If your mindset is, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it when I'm ready. I'm not ready yet. Then you're never going to do it. I don't wear this shirt for no reason. I have this. Listen, I'm gonna be real with y'all. You see this right here? My girlfriend made that. Some of y'all don't like it. Some of y'all like it. Whatever, don't like. I don't care. She made it. I like it. I have this tattooed on my body. That's what it means to me. I literally have this tattooed on my thigh. That right there. You can make fun of me, whatever. I show y'all every single day. I'm trying to be like Glenn. Every day I go out and listen, use the apps as a stepping stone to something better for yourself. 99% of us will not be able to do DoorDash and Uber Eats and Lyft forever. The 1% that can, I salute. I salute you. Keep doing what you're doing. If you're happy with it, that's fantastic. I'm happy for you. But 99% will not. Stop thinking that tomorrow is promised and I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Fuck that shit. You will not do it tomorrow. If that is your attitude. I had a good job. I had a good salary, this and that, but I was not happy. The DoorDash God says, I'm trying to be like Forrest Gump every day. I love Forrest Gump. Shout out to Tom Hanks. Listen, I get passionate when I talk about people trying to like just chase whatever. Like you have to just do it. If you fail, who cares? Fail. Who cares? Doesn't matter. I fail every day. Every day I do something wrong. Every day I do something wrong. I learn something. I make a video, copyright strike. Boom, Pedro, we're taking it down. Boom, you suck. Boom, you suck. You didn't do something right. Boom, boom, boom. Fine, I learn. You pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, you figure it out. Stop whining, stop complaining, stop bitching. You just figure it out, right? But listen, man, shout out to Glenn. Shout out to Glenn. All right, so Glenn, I appreciate you, man. When you, to me, listen, I don't care. Listen, when Glenn said February, 100% DoorDash, today, 50% DoorDash, I got a 10-day show. Like, what are y'all doing? You're not on Glenn's level. And I'm saying that with the utmost respect. I'm not on Glenn's level yet. I'm close. I'm getting there. I'm inching my way. I make money doing things and I enjoy doing these lives. You know, like I'm very fortunate, but I'm not there yet. I'm not. I will be. Copyright strike or not, haters, people that don't agree, it just pushes me. And Glenn coming out here tonight talking about, oh, I missed one. Hold up. Thank you. The Rational Driver. Thank you. Dude, I had 2 doctors tell me I wasn't C40. Changed my life. That's one. Listen, you know what? Let's talk about this for a second. I like that comment. I don't like. I get it. And this might not be for everybody, but I'll share my. I'm going to share a story with you guys. For me, you take this how you want. For me, I had to blow up some stuff in my life, right? I had to get to 0 or even negative to then hustle and grind. When you have some things and you feel comfortable, I got a job, I got a house, I got this, that's great. There's value in that. You want to build things, right? for the people, for yourself, and for the people around you that rely on you. But when you blow it up, when you have something, then you have nothing. You appreciate what you had before you had nothing. I did that. Transformed myself in many ways. I said, you know what? This is okay, but I got one life. I got one fucking life. I got one life. One. Tomorrow's not promised. I got one life. Like, you got to blow it up sometime. Like, you have to. Like, you got to be bold, man. You got to say, I got one shot at this, man. I got one shot. Do I want to continue to be kind of like not happy and just hamster spinning my wheels? Like, do I want that? Or do I want to like actually like try something? Who cares if I fail? I tried. There's pride in that. There's pride in that. I tried different videos. I tried this. I tried that. I buy some vending machines. They work. They don't work. Like, you got to live, man. Yeah. Look at this. When you get comfortable, you stop to grow. And it's funny because I'm not as comfortable as I'd like to be. But then I know myself, when I get comfortable, I'm going to keep going, right? Because you're never satisfied. Some people are never satisfied. I'm kind of like that a little bit, if I'm being honest. But when you're comfortable, you don't grow, man. You don't, because you think, I know everything. I'm good. I got this car. I got this house. I got this boat. I got this. I got that. I got this designer clothes. I got bullshit. It means nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Oh, man. What a week. What an interesting week it's been. This week has been confidence is a reputation you have with yourself. Yeah. Everyone can succeed with a head start and support. It's the person who can do it in the face of opposition. Absolutely. Some people do have head starts. Some people start in different positions than others. I was not somebody that ever started in a position of privilege or whatever. Like, I had to figure things out, right? And I had it maybe easier than a lot of people, but not at most people. I don't know. It's a matter of perspective, but it's interesting, But you'll be amazed at what you can do when you have nothing, or whatever nothing means to you. Whether it mean nothing, no money in the bank, no car, no cush job, you leave a job or a job stripped of you, or you don't have this, you don't have that. The human spirit and mind and hustle is an amazing thing. When your back is against the wall, that's when usually you can perform the best. I'll give you a boxing analogy, right? These boxers that are up and coming, you got the eye of the tiger, you're hungry, you're rocky, you want to, you got nothing to lose. Sometimes those are the best performances, right? And then you become a champion, you're a champion for a little while, you get comfortable. You think you can beat anybody. Nah, not always true. Welty, I do have the privilege of that because you do have the hair of a 13-year-old. Listen, bro, I had this beard when I was 12. I'm lucky. It's fine. But listen, y'all, interesting live. This week has been, it's been weird, from going to Virginia, spending time with my girls. That was great. Spend time with her family. Copyright strike, learning something about that, because I did learn something. Definitely learned something. And realizing that in this YouTube space, as you start leveling up, and there's levels, targets on your back, you gotta dot your I's, cross your T's. And I didn't always do that, but now I will. You live and you learn, right? Life is life. Life is lessons. It's not about what happens to you. It's about how you react to what happens to you. Right? It's not about if somebody punches you in the face. It's how do you react to that? You're going to cry about it? Or are you going to pick yourself up? You're going to fight back? You're going to choose not to fight? It's how you react. Life is a reaction. Okay? And you have to be prepared for things. And sometimes you can think you're prepared and maybe it doesn't work out and you got to adapt and shift. And that's what it is. Because at the end of the day, I'm blessed. I am so blessed. Right? And when y'all see me bitch, moan, complain, whine, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I want y'all to know when I come home, it don't mean nothing to me. I have two beautiful people in my life that I see every day. And I have numerous other people I connect with and see or talk to, whether it's in a comment or an email or a text or in real life or whatever. Life is good. All of us gig drivers complain about a lot of irrelevant things, myself included, but life is good. Just take, if anything else, take that for what it's worth. Talk about and think about Glenn in February, 100% Doordash. Right now, 50%. He's got a 10-day show coming up that he can make money on doing something he enjoys. And if you make money and you enjoy the gig apps, that's fantastic because that's your happiness. But it might not be everybody's. Find what you like to do. Make some money because you got to make money. It is what it is. Most of us have to make money. Something wrong with that. But the gig apps won't be sustainable long term. Abby, that's kind of what this is going to eventually be, right? It will be. Shout out to everybody that watched. Appreciate you guys. I thought about doing a live order tonight and doing an Uber Eats. I was going to tip like $12 and I was going to prove that Uber hides tips. But as the night has gone around, and I do have one more thing I want to talk. So I got to share one more thing that's super important. So don't go anywhere yet. But as the night went along, I realized I don't need to prove anything to anybody. Like, come on, man. We don't have to do that. Uber hides tips. If you don't know that they hide tips, you are a fool. You're a buffoon. You are a clown. And you are an easily manipulated human being. Now, I do want to say this. Shout out. I want to give two big shout outs. I know Dashing Trader's in here, so I'll save him for last. I don't know if Bobby's in here. There's two channels I want you to check out. So 177 people in here. Appreciate you guys very much. Dashing Trader, Southern Gig. Dashing Trader, please, if you can, or anybody else, put a link to your channel. And Southern Gig, Bobby, if you're in here, put a link, or if somebody else can put a link. Southern Gig, Dashing Trader. These are two channels that I have been in works with and talking to. I talked to both of these gentlemen today. I'm going to be reaching out to other people in the upcoming days and weeks. Trying to build, I will be building. Forget trying because it's going to happen. Just BetonYou brand and collaborating with other gig tubers, content creators, talking about what does BetonYou mean to them, this and that, and showing my love and appreciation for other people that I think can help build this channel in that regard, right? So I'm actually going to be partnering with Southern Gig. We've already signed that deal. We're ready to go. He knows what that means. Go check out Southern Gig. He goes live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. He also goes live at other time. He does videos. Go check him out. His channel is very different than mine, but you will get some entertainment from that. And go watch Dashing Trader. Okay? Check out the links. I think some of them might be dropping them, hopefully. Thank you, DoorDash guys. Yeah, I posted Bobby's. These are gentlemen that offer things differently than I can. And they do other things better than I can or more willing than I can. Go check them out, okay? I'm going to be completely transparent. We are building this channel to do other things beyond the gig apps. And while we will still do that, it's about the BetonYou. What does that mean to you? And these guys are going to help me talk about that, okay, in the upcoming days, weeks, and months. And I'm super excited to bring them on the Bet On You team. Talk to both these guys today. Dashing Trader, Southern Gig. Okay. Other channels will be a part of this thing that I got going on. I got big plans. Okay. I work hard at this. This is important to me. All right. This is my passion project. This is what I like to do. That's why I perked up and I'm still kind of amped up and excited. Like when Glenn talked about how he used the apps, like that is what it's about to me. I can't get any more excited than that. Like forget the copyright strike free. I don't care. Like it doesn't even matter. Like it is what it is. It's insignificant in the grand scheme of things, right? So thank you. Yes. Dashing Traders, you know, his channel is very different than even Southern Gigs. All of our channels are different. We have a lot of people that create and we have a different perspective. We work in a different market. We have a different delivery. We have a different way we work the apps. We're part-time, we're full-time, we're this, we're that. We have a different background. We come from a different demographic. And I think that's what's awesome about YouTube, right? Because you could find these different people. And some of you might find Dashing Trader right now and be like, damn, he's better than Pedro. Good. If you like him better, watch him more. You might find Southern Gig and be like, dang, I like those lives. I like the vibe. You might like that better. Go watch them. Like there's a lot of other content creators out here that I'm going to continue to try to uplift a little bit, right? Welty is going to be one. I'm going to reach out to him, have him on the show. Hopefully he's in here right now, right? You know, bring him in like this. The way that I've used the gig apps and YouTube has transformed my life. And I've shown you guys that through the lens of an iPhone. First, it was this phone, an iPhone 11. Then it was the lens of an iPhone 13. And I'm going to continue to do that. And if this skinny little Puerto Rican that's 41 years old and got a late start at betting on himself, think if I can do it, I know nothing about technology. My videos are crappy editing. Literally anybody can do it. And I show you guys that in real time every day on purpose. And I do that like nobody else. So Glenn patted himself on the back. I'm going to do the same thing. Don't care. Nobody has done what I've done. And I want to inspire and create so other people can maybe have a similar experience if they choose to. YouTube is owned by Google. Google is $1 trillion business. If you don't start a channel on some social network right now and figure out how to make some passive income, if you're interested in it, I'm telling you, it could transform your life. If you don't pick up a pen and a pencil, if you're really artistic and you want to try it, Glenn went from 100% Doordash to 50% Doordash in his income. And he's got a 10-day show. Those type of things should be applauded, celebrated. And to all the drivers that are out there just doing Doordash, that's fine because that's what you like to do. But that will not be for most people. Most people will not be able to have that type of hustle because it's hard to do Doordash 7 days a week for multiple years. It's very, very difficult. And most people aren't built like that. Dad, stream's been going great, man. It's been great. What up, Bobby's it? Well, shout out to Pedro, dude. Has been super kind. Listen, man, I'm going to give a couple shout outs real quick to a couple of people that helped me so that you guys can understand where I'm coming from. Okay. And these people will not watch this. I'm probably sure they won't. And if they do, hey, I'm going to give you some flowers. Okay. There's been 70, there's been plenty, of people that have helped me along the way. The first person, Doordash Dad, you might know him as Derek or the Gigi Condon. He helped me when I was right in the beginning, very much. Text, we talked, all that, he try this, do that, you should do this, you should do that. He helped me a lot in the beginning. Harry, the rideshare guy, has helped me in the beginning. I help him. He's helped me currently. Picking his brain about things, business, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Offer me some opportunities, open some doors for me. And once you open a door for a guy like me, I'm good. I don't need you to do anything. Just open the door for me. I'll be fine. Connections, relations, building, Hannibal's Hungry, a dear friend of mine, has helped me a lot. We bounce ideas off each other. He tells me when I'm right, when I'm wrong. He gives me the real. Steve, Rideshare Rodeo, same thing. We have a relationship. We help each other. And there's countless of other people. Jaywalk, Sam, he has a channel, doesn't do anything with it, but he's helped me with a lot of stuff. There's been a lot of people that have helped me along the way. So the least I can do is help other upcoming people that I see have a passion for YouTube or any kind of content creation or making relatable content or going live, having fun. The least I can do is help people like Southern Gig, Bobby, Dash and Trader, and say, hey, what do you got going on? What are your goals? How can I help with that? It's the least thing that I could do. It's the least, because so many other people have helped me in other ways, whether it's not even monetarily, but like just, hey, let's talk about something for a minute. I got a question, or what about this? Or what about that? Or so I've been super grateful, and there's a lot of other content creators. I can name another 20 that I've watched and I've learned good things from, bad things from. YouTube is a great place, right? It can be crazy at times, but it's a good place to make passive income, make connections, inspire people. It's a good place to get your crazy ideas out so they don't stay with you in your car as you're working alone. Spew them out to the internet. Some people watch, some people don't. Doesn't matter. I guarantee if you start a YouTube channel, you're gonna at least get one person that watches. I guarantee it. You're gonna get one view, and that one view, and that one positive thing, and that one experience you can share with somebody could be a positive. It could be something they needed to hear, right? It could be. Anyways, Pedro has always mentioned, hold on, let me see what's the Doordash guy got. Pedro's always mentioned many small and large creators multiple times. I have 100%. Since I've started going live, and I haven't been as consistent. Most of the time I try to mention 3 channels, and most of the time they're smaller channels that I either enjoy or that I think you can get value from. And I've always given shout outs and respect and blah, blah, blah. And I think that's why my ego took a hit this weekend, because I give a lot of flowers and respect and recognition. So when somebody's like, I'm on a copyright strike, I'm like, really? I'm a guy that gives a lot of respect. So it was like, it burned me, because like, I'm not that guy. I do give respect. I want you guys to watch other people, because I recognize that I don't know everything. I never said I do. And there are a lot of other people that have a different perspective and might give you a better video or more entertaining, more better to look at. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's plenty of people, and I've said it 20 times probably. Hey, there's a lot of people that have way better channels than me when it comes to information, entertainment, whatever, right? Like, what I do is very different than anybody else, but it doesn't mean it's better. And I've been consistent with saying that. So like, I don't know. There's a lot of awesome channels out here. Exactly. If you with Pedro, you with the entire army. Yeah. What up, man? We squad now. Listen, I'm gonna share. I'm gonna drop a little something on y'all for the 174. Hit the thumbs up. Listen, me and Dash and Trader we got some plans for y'all. 2023, and I said this in a video a couple of months ago. 2023 is going to be even better than 2022, and 2022 has been crazy great to me for multiple reasons. I'm on a good run, but I'm not happy enough. I'm going to continue this, and me and Dash and Trader and Southern Gig on a different level, like I'm helping him with something, but he's helping me. Like, we're going to continue like this. It means everything to me. Y'all don't even know. I don't care who thinks it's corny. It's cheesy. The logo don't look right. You're 41 years old. What is bet on you? Blah, blah, blah. Kick rocks. What have you done today? Have you done anything today? I've made connections. I'm helping people. I'm inspiring some people. What have you done today? You deliver McDonald's? That's great. So do I. But what else have you done today? Have you done anything else? I'm challenging y'all. Like, come on. Think about it. Nobody else does that. And I can say that and stand on it and feel proud about that. I feel good about it. Right? I feel good about it. I'm rambling. Listen. I love that. I'm not happy enough. Never listen, I'm not. And listen, let me say this about that. I talk about your biggest strength is your biggest weakness. I believe that because I can internalize that for myself. I'm never happy enough. I'm always chasing. I love it. I love the grind of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'll get to a point at some point, hopefully, as I become wiser and older and the people around me feel better. But the people around me, they ain't ready yet. They're not set yet. So I got to keep going. Right? My girl ain't ready. She ain't 100% satisfied. My baby's, needs things from me in a lot of different ways. My family, my friends, people on YouTube, like there's still a lot I got to do. And I'm not even close to being done. And I've said that many times. I've said in a video about 6 months ago, I will be on a show that's really popular, whatever, sharing my story. It's going to happen. And the reason, and I've said this since day numero uno, the reason I decided to make videos every day is not because of monetization, because when I started this, I had no idea how that worked. And the reason I've done it and continued is because it's a chronicalization of what I am doing here. I'm showing you guys what Bet on You is. I show you the good. I show you the bad. I show you the indifference. I get into it with this and that. I make mistakes. I have successes, and you guys see everything. And the reason I do that is because I want you to realize that we're all going to have good, bad, highs, lows. Gig apps suck. Gig apps are good. Copyright strike. Success on YouTube. Monetization. Demonetization. You're going to see what happens. This isn't a cookie cutter. This isn't, I'm only going to make these kind of videos. I'm only going to do this. We're going to be as real as possible. And we're going to make mistakes. We're going to learn with each other. We're going to do all that stuff because that is life. That is me. I'm a flawed individual. I make mistakes every single day. But it does not mean I don't stop betting on myself, and I'm never going to be all the way fulfilled. I'm not going to be comfortable. A few years ago, I felt like I was comfortable, but I was miserable. I'm going to continue to challenge myself and be the best version of myself. And I hope that you guys understand what that is. And you could say, okay, well, I'm different than Pedro, but I want to be the best version of it. Like I want to get there because I think most of us aren't there. I believe that. I think most of us aren't there. We're hamsters on a wheel, spinning every day is the same, spinning. You have moments of, oh, I'm happy. But like, are you really? We don't have a lot of time on this world, y'all. We do not have a lot of time. Do what makes you happy. That's important. It's super important. It's super important. I really believe that. It is. What we got here? He says, hey, everyone, if you need help editing, email me and let's get to work. Yeah, Dash and Trailer got the editing game. Listen. Nova Dash from the house. What up? Welty, keep pumping out good content. Oh, Welty's going to hit 1K. Listen, Welty will hit 1K in probably a month or two. He'll be there. Keep grinding. I want a boy. I need to listen. I need to figure out. So I do my shirt and the merch and stuff, and I don't push it. I don't ask y'all to buy stuff. I think I put a post up the other day because we do have some new designs, and I don't do all that because it is what it is. But I do want to figure out a way to make stuff in-house at my house and then send stuff out, but I don't have that yet. We haven't hit that phase, but trust me, when it happens, you guys will know. So, bro, I know. Listen, I don't know, man. He hurt his shoulder or something like that. I have no idea. This was a good live, guys. I appreciate you guys listening to me and just letting me rant and rave. And my mind's been it's been an interesting week because a lot's happened. A lot of it, and what's funny about things is you think things are important or relevant when they happen, like getting an email from YouTube and having an email correspondence with somebody and they're talking crazy to you, and you're like, what, really? Like, you think that stuff's important, and it's really not. It's not. It's not that important. It's not, because I'll be fine. My YouTube channel will be okay. Pretty sure it will be. Well, I'll be able to give this content and upload and trim it and do these things. It's funny how the world works. People will test you when you get to a point where people are watching you. They'll test you, man. I've been tested so much on YouTube, and some of y'all know where I'm coming from here, and you've seen things, and I've had more videos made about me than anybody else in the gig tube space. You can fact check that. I've had more videos made about me in a negative way than anybody else, and I have not been doing this for not even 2 years. I've had more reaction, more defamation, more this, more that, more hate, more criticism, and I welcome it. I used to not, but bring it. Please, you're helping me. You're helping the bet on you. You're fueling me, if anything else, because I have extremely thick skin. And yeah, like to me, it's fun because I'm still here. People didn't think I would be. And listen, like, it's funny. Oh, listen, Welty, that's what you need them. You'll get them. I think you'll get them in the next few weeks, maybe a month or two. And that's when you know that people care about you, because the haters are going to hate you and support you more than the people that really appreciate you. And it's not always fun to hear it. It's not always, doesn't make you feel good, but you realize that you're offering value when people start talking. And man, there isn't a live I can't go in where people ain't talking about me. And I'm humbled because I'm just a regular dude. Like, I'm literally a regular guy. Okay. The only thing that's special about me is that I decided to think about this. That's it. And I talk about it every day. That's it. And I don't do anything different than any of y'all that you guys could do. I work hard. I got a little bit of lucky, and I got great people around me. Let me repeat that. I do work hard. You got to have a work ethic. Okay. You can't be lazy. I got great people around me, and I got a little bit of lucky. That's it. So John says, I've been getting hated on since I was 22 when I wrote and published my first book. I'm used to it. Yeah, see? People tend to not appreciate or understand when people will do something positive or good. And when people look at something and they're like, oh, well, I can't do that, they hate. People are afraid of things that they don't know, the unknown. So when you do something positive, people that can't relate to that, it's unknown to them. It's unimaginable. And they're going to hate. And it is what it is. Let them. It helps you, if anything else. It can fuel you in a positive way. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me see here. We got here. Private chat. Who's texting me here? Okay. Listen, I got nothing else for you guys. Tomorrow's Monday. I got a lot to do tomorrow. It's been a crazy week, but I do have a lot to do. I'm going to turn the apps on for a little bit tomorrow. That's my plan. It could change, but you guys will get a video. What I do, you'll see. Gig apps, this, that, whatever. I think that in conclusion to the copyright stuff, I've already sent the email I was going to send after I got another one today. I'm not doing anything else. We live and we learn. None of us are perfect. I'm a flawed human being. I'm a man. It is what it is. You live and you learn. At this point in my YouTube creation, I'm not using anybody's anything at this point. And if I decide to ever do that, I will attribute. If it's significant, I'll ask permission and reach out. But I highly doubt right now, sitting where I'm at, I don't think I'll use anybody, because you know what? I don't need to. And you never know how somebody else might react. So, and there's really not a need, right? So I definitely learned that. Lesson learned. And to the gig strike stuff, to anybody that feels impassioned enough to strike, do you. But I would challenge you and say, how many times are you going to do the same thing and expect a different result? How much time are you going to possibly waste? Pivot, adapt. If the gig apps have told us anything and life has told us anything, you have to adapt. You have to pivot, adapt. You got to figure out, what's my next move? Let me try something different. The way we're currently doing the gig strikes, it makes us look not great. And we might like to do this and do that, and we can collaborate and make a video, and it makes us feel good in the moment. And maybe a few people feel good for the last 4 or 5 days because of a strike. But what are you doing Monday? I bet you're working. I bet 99% of the people that gig striked this last 4 or 5 days, I bet they're working tomorrow. They're broke. I bet they're working. I bet they're working Tuesday. I bet they're working Wednesday. So what did it accomplish? And I think that's a fair thing to say. And to everybody that has the holidays are upon us, the money can be there. Continue to adapt. Continue to try to figure out how you can make money. What are customers willing to pay you to do in your market? It's the number one thing you need to do. Appreciate that, Rational Dasher. There's no such thing as a bad press, even on YouTube. You will probably get more attention now. Maybe, I don't know. I've thought about that, but I've also heard that when you have a copyright strike, YouTube doesn't push your stuff out. So I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit nervous, but also it is what it is. The universe is going to give me what I put out, and I put out good stuff, and I don't, there's no bad intent here. So at the end of the day, everything will work out the way it's supposed to. You guys are great. I got nothing else. We're over 3 hours. YouTube, be nice to me. I make content every day. All right. Let's pray to the YouTube guys. YouTube, I make videos every day, and they're not always positive, but I speak my truth. I have good intent. I offer value to the gig economy. And I know I used a video, and I didn't bend the knee, kiss the pinky ring, and ask permission, but I'm a flawed human being. Should an entire 6-hour live that had a 6-minute clip that was credited be taken down? In my opinion, no. Be nice. Context is a thing. And to all the YouTube content creators out there that make negative, trash, garbage, defamatory, spread lies, misinformation, whether it's out of not having intelligent mind or being just actually stupid, I pray for you, because your day will come where you might not get a YouTube strike, but your channel is trash and people won't watch. I'm grateful to have people watch my videos, these YouTube gods. And I hope nobody else looks upon that I'm trying to do something crazy, because I've never done anything frivolous in this channel. I haven't. I've spoken my truth, and it is what it is. You see what I get. So to the YouTube gods, the algorithm, be kind to Pedro Doordash Santiago. He has a message to push, and he has good intent. And to all the content creators making trash content, my opinion, trash content for clicks, views, and clout, your day will come. I will stay here. I will be relevant. You will not. At the end of the day, because your channel is garbage. Deuces.